sorry for everybody on Facebook, man.
Why doesn't MCM get a cool intro like that?
Yeah. I don't know what's going on with Facebook. Let me see if I can edit on Facebook.
Stupid meta.
Yeah.
So dumb.
Post was created. What the hell? For some reason, it won't let us post on Facebook. Go live. Go live.
It's being all stupid.
Edit the fix on this. Facebook automatically deletes all stream. Like, don't go live within 10 minutes. All right, let's remove that then. Delete. Remove. Let's see if it kicks us off. Yeah. All right, so it kicks us off there. Let's see if we can edit, put it on Facebook. Save changes. All right, there we go. Now we're going live on Facebook. Not like it matters. It doesn't fucking matter. Nobody watches us over there anyways.
Right. It's just
all right,
point.
Everybody. We have more people coming on. We have some interesting stuff to talk about today. Just because there is a little bit of talk going on in the community. Some talking going on in the community.
What kind of talk?
Well, I've noticed lately that it feels like people are getting a little bit tired of exclusive variants, my friend. I think that's the way it goes. And I think that, as you guys can see in the thumbnail, exclusive fatigue is upon us. It is starting to take root. Well, no, it started to take root a couple months ago, I would say. And now it's
well, everywhere you look now, it's nothing but, there's some that are great and there's some that are awesome, but you turn around and it doesn't matter what cover it is or what book it is, there is
100 of them.
Yeah.
100 of them. There's too many.
What do you do? Like you pick the one that you like and hope for the best?
Yes. And the shitty thing is, let me drop some links. I didn't drop any links. Maybe that's why people aren't jumping on. Let me go drop some links.
Drop the motherfucking links.
All right, let's see if we can get... I want to get some of the people on who are part of the exclusive game right now, i.e. Hive, Bird City, Wanted, Dennis. There's a lot of other people that are part of that exclusive game, What up, Yee?
What's going on, Brian? How's it going, Kyle?
What's up?
So, let me see here. All right, it's in the amazing chat. If anybody wants to jump in, I would love to get you guys in here on this conversation. We need some more people that are part of it to kind of put their thoughts out. But basically, we're talking exclusive fatigue. I think it's getting to that point.
Okay. Yeah, I mean,
it's a little rough.
I mean, I feel like a lot of us. I feel like a lot of us already had that kind of fatigue, right? Like over the last couple of years. And
Nate, you got some buzz, brother. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean,
not a buzz, some buzz.
Yeah.
Who has the buzz? Okay, no, I'm but anyways, all right. I mean, I feel like a lot of us already had that fatigue, and that's why we've always kind of preached hey, buy what you like, not for investment purposes, because that's a slippery slope right there. So, and especially I guess because we kind of it's hey, if there's an incentive for it, now everyone that printed it exclusive to it has those incentives. Mm-hmm. So I mean, I think a lot of people wised up a little bit to that. So
we know that one of the things that we're getting now is some of the retailers out there are smartening up and instead of getting in on one 3,000 count order, they're splitting it up between the retailers, right? Anthony talked about that the other night on Saturday.
Mm.
with his awesome Moon Girl Spider-Man cover that he split with Hive and 616, and I think maybe another retailer.
Yeah,
so,
like a handful. Yeah.
Yeah, so that's good, right? And
that's smart. It's progressive thinking.
Them. Yes, very smart, very smart. Here's the question that I ask, and because I don't know the answer to it, as of right now, I feel that it's okay. I think it's okay for retailers to do that. I would like to know from the people in the comic community if you guys think that that's okay. Do you think that in any way that hurts the community, the viability of those exclusive, or the secondary value on those exclusives? Is there any problem with that? Because I don't really see a problem with that.
I mean, as long as the print run is the print run, and it's it's only 800, but retailer A has 600, retailer B has 2,000, but they're just trying to say there's only 600 in existence. As long as it's if they have 1,000 and there's three of them,
I have 500, but there's 1,000 out there.
Mm-hmm.
That type of thing.
Oh, right. Because wasn't there something weird with one of the? Because I think you talked about on the Hot 10, where the wording was really weird for one of the exclusives, where it's like 500 publicly released or something like that, or released at this time, or whatever it was. I don't remember the exact phrasing, but it was like really sketchy, and it kind of made it sound like there was more than just that initial release of
there's only X amount released at this con, but at this con we're gonna have a whole nother stack of them ready to go.
When are people going to start putting numbers on the books? I mean, I feel like that's a big miss. An easy thing to correct. It's just like cards. I've got 7 of 25. You've got 32 of 500. Very easy to track down, and if there's an error, it comes to fruition very quickly.
Well, yeah, because they were doing that with the Banana Wolverine cover, like any of the JTC negative space covers, right? That Reed Pop was putting out. They individually numbered those to 3,000. But the funny part about that also was that J. Scott Campbell did some covers like that glow in the dark Wolverine for the Return of Wolverine. Mm-hmm. He had artist prints also, or artist proofs books or whatever. So I thought that was kind of so it went past the 3,000, and then there was 150 artist proofs.
Yeah.
If they numbered them, how would they deal with damages though? Say issues 30 to 40.
Then you just say those aren't available. Those are gone.
Then when they get their extras to compensate for their damages, it just extends past it, and those ones get destroyed.
Yeah. Well, so here's what up, Phil? How you doing, brother?
What's up, people?
So one of the things that James from Hive, James and Jonathan were talking about, I think on Saturday when they were on, is when they were talking about how they want to start printing numbers on covers. We said, remember, we all kind of agreed that is the next level in this to make it better, right? You need to start printing numbers and be very transparent with the print run. But also, I think James is the one that said, hey, if we get damaged issues, we're not gonna add the damages to that print run. You know what I mean? If there's damaged issues, it should be okay. We thought there was going to be 3,000. Now there's only 2,713. You know what I mean? Make those ones more rare. And unfortunately, the only way you can really get away with that, I think, is you can't sell them to begin with, because then you get into the problem of this, where GT Key Comic states, besides exclusive fatigue, I will respectfully ask that you address the topic of online exclusive retailers not honoring transactions and not issuing refunds. Because at that point, then they have to issue refunds to the people that didn't get it. How do you pick those people? That's kind of a bummer. So Phil, you're one of you've been doing this in this game for a while. What are your feelings on the exclusive fatigue that we're starting to see? Do you think that there's anything of it?
So I actually have a con review coming up on CBSI comicbookinvest.com, and it's going to be about MegaCon.
I agree, Brad.
And it's like $30 a book, I mean, it's ridiculous. I think Hive was the cheapest con exclusive, and they're at the Whatnot booth. They were selling for what, $20, Aaron, or something, or
yeah, they had
the
cheapest. Yeah, because they were selling it in sets of like a trade and a virgin for like $40, and it was like $20 a cover, and then like they had like what, the supermassive Radiant Red and what's that third time? Rogue Sun. They each had sets of those for 40 apiece, and then what was it? They had the We Live regular covers, or the Virgin David Matt covers. The regular ones were $40 a set, also, and the foils were $60, and then the metals were $200.
Well, okay, so Phil, you that's one great thing that you bring up, is you bring up the point that it feels like some of these retailer exclusives are getting too expensive, right? Too expensive with the amount of the print run that's out there.
Yeah.
Like, I understand that. I understand the fact that some books are going to be expensive right off the line. Phil's all frozen up. Let's go ahead and help him out.
Hold on.
All right, yeah. So the fact that there will be some that are going to be expensive, because if you want a lower print run, the price is going to go up on some of these. So I'm okay with that. But the problem where you don't have enough people able to buy your copies, and then the next thing you know, if you went in on this with somebody, then you're fighting another person selling things. I think. Does that make sense? Like you're just start fighting each other, and then then it becomes, okay, who's going to sell it for the cheapest?
It gets really crowded. Like, like let's Twig, for example. It's like what, 50 sellers, 50 store exclusives on that, something like that, right? Like, it doesn't even have a chance to even thrive, man. Like the run is just so huge, and it's just like you gotta speculate, like, what does this book have to overcome if I'm going to try to sell it in a short window? And it gets real tough, man. Do you
guys think that it's getting to the point where there's so many out there that it's these books aren't even getting a chance to be hot? You know what I mean? Like they get hot for a second, they die down, it isn't even worth it. People are going to start just being like, there's no reason to buy these other than if you really love the art, which I think we've always said is the case. If you really love the art, buy it. Right. That has nothing to do with anything. But I feel like the exclusive game, and this is where I'm getting at, and this is what I want people's conversation to talk about. I think the exclusive game is starting to eat itself. I think it's starting to kill itself.
Well, like what does Mel always say? Like, let the beat build. And it seems like you don't even get a chance to build the beat. You just get the drop like right off the bat, and then it teeters out to the point where no one cares anymore, right? And then turns out like, hey, this was actually a good storyline, and no one gets to like see it build up to like what its full potential is.
And listen, I don't want to. I'm definitely. Don't worry, you guys. I'm not going to talk bad about any one or two or companies out there. I'm going to be honest, and one of those ones is Whatnot. I think Whatnot is an amazing place right now. Still, I know that we've been talking a little bit lately. We've all felt like there's a little bit something going on in the comics area that just doesn't feel right. But the Whatnot community is still great, and it's still a great app to sell and make money on. I don't think any of us disagree with that. I think that you're feeling a little ups and downs maybe of the seasons and this and that. But one of the things that really happened within the past couple of months is the coming on the scene of a company like Whatnot, who is now creating these exclusive variants, i.e. Invincible, all the Invincible ones. I think they did 3 of those. How many variants do you think? Do you think Whatnot has been part of more than 20 variants in the last 6 months?
Way more than that.
Way more than
probably
that.
Probably closer to 50, I would think.
Okay. So
Closet just came out with one.
Who?
Yeah. The Closet with El Rey Comics. I just saw today on IG. They just have one. Yeah, with Whatnot. They're doing a drop.
Which is great. So. It's a great book. I love that book. I love the idea book. There's a lot of people that have variants. But excuse me, the thing about the exclusives is I feel like exclusive variants oh my god.
Hey, Keith is legend.
Yes.
So anyways, where was I at? I forget. Okay, so I think it's getting to the point where exclusives were really built on this idea and in that they're worth money, right? I hate to say it, but the speculator community really took hold of the retailer exclusive idea. They really did. I think a lot of these books wouldn't have been created, wouldn't have been made if there wasn't this speculation community that is putting these on a pedestal. And for a while there, it was rightfully so. Even if you look back in the way back, I mean, you look back when it first started, like with Simon doing the CBSI stuff, those Venom covers, the logo stuff, the Lobo stuff with Matina, the Super Sons issues. There was covers back then. We were even asking this at this point, like, should these books have more value in them because they're exclusive variants? And I feel like because it's been built on that there's so many of them going on that it's starting to cause what I forget who brought it up earlier. It's starting to create that feeling of card companies in the 90s. There's so many goddamn cards out there. There's so many goddamn exclusive covers out there. Are we killing ourselves?
Can you guess the number of how many Last Ronin 1 exclusive variants there were? 71.
Oh, was it 71? I thought it was like in the 60s last time I.
How many Stray Dogs? And hey, listen, you guys know we are the biggest fucking Stray Dog homers over here. Like we're Stray Dog Central. But I got to be honest, there was a ton of Stray Dog variants. There's got to be over 100 of them.
There was more Stray Dog variants with the Dog Days, the second part that they did. It was out of control. Like everybody that didn't get to jump onto Stray Dogs jumped onto the next batch of books for them.
Oh, like I can think of another example too. Animal Castle. Remember
Animal Castle?
Yeah, like that was a really big. That was a big title like right off the bat, but then like they opened up the first issue to do exclusives for, and they just like kind of killed it, right? Because then like you had a different cover foil for just a trade dress or whatever. I don't remember what else they did, but by the time like people were actually getting those books, it was like DOA, right?
Yeah. Yeah, I feel like what Specsman says, it will always come back to the guts of the books. And I wish that was the case, Specsman, because I feel like more than half of the people that have bought exclusives in the past year probably haven't even read that book. Probably haven't even opened that.
So, Brian, there's like a thing going on right now. So, like, I went to MegaCon. I shopped booth to booth. I was looking for moderns, easy stuff to sell on Whatnot, whatever, because I mostly sell modern and Whatnot. And I just feel like a lot of these vendors are just preying on new investors, and wall prices on moderns were like really high. Like it was really ridiculous, man. Like maybe like let's just say like a Nyx 3 was like 1,500. You know what I mean? Like raw. It's just like it's crazy, man. You know what I mean?
That like, 1,500, that's $400 less than you can get for a 9.8 right now.
Yeah, a Clone Wars 1 set, 1 through 12, and the first issue was a VG, 1,500.
Oh my god!
Oh wow!
So it's just getting too much. I feel like these vendors are just like, wow, you know, these people are just like, they're just impulse buying and stuff, and they're preying on the impulse buying. You know what I'm saying? I felt like, you know, there were certain store exclusives that were doing, Comic-Con exclusives that were doing well. Certain ones that weren't. They're just stacks of them on the table. I'm not gonna name any, you know, vendor names, whatever, but there were just literally stacks, and everything was starting at $30. And then when I was streaming on from MegaCon, right, and I was listing these I couldn't start at $1, and I usually start at $3 on Whatnot. So like, I started at, hey, I'm really not kidding you, but this Moon Knight exclusive from Comic Mint, it's literally $30 for me to buy it. And the print runs 1,000. It sold. It went up to $54, right?
Yeah.
But then there were some other books like the Clayton Crane one. That's one of the hotter books. The Hulk 6.
Yeah.
First Titan.
Mm-hmm.
You know, the first one I ran out there was $50. I couldn't believe it. And the first one sold for $54.
What you just brought up was one of the reasons where I wanted is one of the reasons that sparked me to have this conversation. We were talking about it on Hot 10 a couple weeks back when those Clayton Crane books were on there. Jesus, it's not the cannabis today. I'm almost stone cold sober. That's going to change in a little bit. So I saw the Crane books on there, and then Stein had to tell me, no, those are exclusives. They're not like con variants. They're exclusives. They're retailer exclusives. They're not con exclusives. And I felt I could feel the excitement come out of me because I was so excited. I was like, okay, yeah, we're getting back into the time where, you know, we knew that there was a print run on these con exclusives. There's maybe you could get 1,000 of them, 500 of them. You know, they sold them at this con only. Mm-hmm. And it was the exact opposite. It was, I'm sure there's 3,000 of those things printed, and if not more, you know, and
it just happened to drop at MegaCon.
Exactly.
And then
I didn't see the MegaCon logo on a lot of these variants. There was no MegaCon logo. It was just the store exclusive logo or the ones involved. That's it.
I don't want them to be called MegaCon exclusives or MegaCon variants. Like, I feel like, I want to ask, if you call it a MegaCon exclusive variant, does that mean you're not selling it after MegaCon? Does that mean that you're not going to sell it till MegaCon again next year? Because MegaCon's not around anymore. If you're still calling it a MegaCon exclusive and selling it, you know, at those, like, you're not reselling the same book. I don't know. Maybe I'm being too cynical, but
it's a good question, because for me, if you say it's a MegaCon exclusive, it means that comic book was available at MegaCon first.
It should be a 2022.
That makes it exclusive.
It should be a MegaCon 22 exclusive.
You're right.
So it's only for that con, and that's it.
Yes. Yeah. Yes. You're 100% right. And
well, I know you brought up this topic then, like, saying when you hear the phrase MegaCon exclusive, like, I feel like that's something that, you know, I would have bought at the Fan Expo booth or whatever, or at some official retailer for the convention. I'm not official retailer, but, like, you know, someone that represents the convention that's selling that exclusive, and it's not, you know, kind of like a Repop or Fan Expo, whatever you have, and not just like some random retailer that happens to be tabling there.
Yeah. What up, Mel? How you doing, Mel? Jump in, Mel.
A good thing to do would be, you know how so many retailers do the same book? What about the idea of a lottery system so that there's the same book isn't inundated with 61 different covers?
Well, that's a great comment, because listen, you know, I brought up Whatnot earlier. Whatnot's got this thing going on where you can get in on these variants, and then you have so many people selling that variant, and you don't know how many other people are selling the same variant as you, right? So maybe they should say, hey, there's a lottery to get into. We're not going to allow more than 10 sellers to sell this book or something like that, because when you do that, then so for example, if you were the only person selling that book, you could sell it for your price that you want like forever. When you have two people, now you've got one other person that you're saying, hey, you know, it's just like eBay. the undercutter wave, right? The undercutter wave right now and some of these whatnot variants is people are losing money, are literally losing money on some of these variants. Again, I don't think it's whatnot's fault. I think it's just where we are in our community, our collecting community. It's something that's starting to pop its ugly head up and rear its ugly head and go, hey, look at me over here. I'm getting angry, you know? It's like one of those fucking zip noses.
We need people to lose money on it because we got so much saturation. It's the only way it's going to thin it out. You've got to have some people lose.
Yes. That's what sucks.
Yeah. So the first whatnot exclusive I was a part of, and there were 7 of us, and they said there was only going to be 7, right? Then there was an application process sent out to all the sellers. If they were interested, they get on a list. And you pretty much propose what your business plan is to sell the book. So this next wave, we got the Good Boy Volume 2 Ashcan by Bill Sienkiewicz. The buy-in was like $550, which is good. Bill Sienkiewicz's price is probably like closer to $10,000. Like we didn't have to pay any artist fee. So I mean, for the cost, okay, sure, I'm gonna gamble. And we'll see what happens. I just saw Skeleton Key auction off, and the prices were not that bad. The metal sold for $79, and I think maybe a Virgin sold for $20-ish or something. So, you know, we'll see what happens, you know. But I think Whatnot gave an opportunity for a lot of the sellers to get in for the next exclusive. And a lot of them jumped on it. I did really well with the first volume. And, you know, we'll see how it goes with this one. So, but, you know, $550, it's okay.
I agree with you. I think that's a great buy-in. I think that's why I'm not going to sit here and blame anybody on Whatnot side, because, you know, I think they gave a chance for people to get in on a retail exclusive variant that normally wouldn't be able to, right? There's probably people on here that never would have been able to buy in at like this before, and now they have the ability to. But the problem is that we're flooding the market, right? We're flooding the market on not only this cover for Good Boy, we're going to flood the market. Well, here's the other thing, and here's the other thing where I think that what up, Hood? Here's another thing that I think that I want to bring up too, and it's specifically kind of comes with this issue. Do you think we should be putting out variants for ash cans that have already come out? You know what I mean? Like, again, somebody said, I think it was Specsman that said it's always about what's in the guts. This guts are an ash can. It's a preview that has already come out, so people are literally only buying it for the cover.
Well, I mean, I assume that it was supposed to be released before, you know, the drop date. So, yeah. I mean, I don't know if that's a publisher thing or if that's like
lot of issues with paper right now. Like, It's hard to get good paper and
Great point.
Get paper allocated to you, right, to produce these books. And I think we've been really lucky, fortunately, with most of our comic book titles, right? So maybe it's the indies that are getting a little bit lagged behind, but I haven't seen anything really crazy with Marvel or DC. But later prints, there's certain companies that are not doing reprints anymore, at least for this time right now, you know?
Yeah. What up, Hood?
What's up, baby? You guys doing all right?
Yeah. So did you hear what we were talking about before?
Yeah, I've heard about it for the last week or so with these variants and stuff.
What are your thoughts?
You know, I mean, for somebody that, you know, likes to collect for the love of the story and likes the art, you know, and wants to buy a couple of these here or there, you know, I mean, that's cool, but like, you know, this book is not going to be a $300-400 book. I mean, if that's what you're thinking. I mean,
that's part of the problem. I think that a lot of people think that this is going to turn into what the original Good Boy was doing, right? That original Good Boy book was a exclusive, Kickstarter, if I remember correctly. Is that right? Yi, do you know?
What was the question?
Yeah.
Sorry.
Yeah,
I got distracted by the chat.
Good Boy was a Kickstarter, that original Good Boy, that Wolverine homage variant to the
right.
Miller Wolverine.
That was for volume 1. So I know the series is supposed to be broken up into like 3 volumes.
So we haven't even gotten into volume 2 yet?
No, this is for volume 2. So volume 1's already finished. Volume 2 just started, and then they had a Kickstarter for the start of volume 2. I'm a backer for the volume 2 Kickstarter, and I still haven't even gotten my Kickstarter books.
Yeah, I'm glad Aaron brought that up too. Like, so when you back a Kickstarter, you're funding this volume 2. So I'm still wondering why I haven't gotten my shit.
Right, and the book released last week.
Yeah, and I don't want to start shit with
yeah, I mean, I respect
anybody, because if you've seen Garrett, he's a big motherfucker, so I ain't even trying to.
Right. I mean, I just found it kind of.
Garrett's a good dude.
Yeah, Garrett's an amazing dude. I got to meet him at MegaCon.
Yeah, he was cool.
Yeah, but I just thought it was kind of strange that for the first volume, I had all 3 issues in hand of Good Boy from being a part of the Kickstarter. The original Kickstarter.
See, but that's why I did it, because you told me like that, all that good stuff, Aaron, and that's why I said, yeah, fuck it, I'll do it. I'll have these books before everybody else. And then Phil was telling me they had them at the con and this and that, and they were already selling them. I'm like, what the fuck, dude?
I didn't know. I don't know if they did have it or not.
Allegedly.
Yeah.
Well, I think
Okay.
it was an exclusive that like Source Point was releasing for that convention.
Well, here's what the reason why I brought up Good Boy, and one of the things that I wanted to talk about is this right here. The original Mel is so right. The original Good Boy, everything about that original, when it got hot, everybody was going crazy about the title, this and that. That was the perfect storm. He said it good. The perfect storm of indie goodness. Like, that is what we want out of indie books. But then they instantly go back to the well. They keep on going back to the same old well. Okay, let's do a 50 different variants to this book, like Stray Dogs did, and as a matter of fact, they're all taken from Murat Michaels and his Do You Poo stuff. Like, let's do what Murat's doing and just print the same book over and over and over, and just put a new cover on it, right? And you can't keep going back to the same old well. It's not going to produce the same results, and I feel like that's kind of what's happening, is that too many people are going, okay, you know what? There's a new title coming out. We need to find a cool way to homage it. We need to get the hottest artist in the exclusive game, and we need to figure out a way to split it up with 10 different retailers.
Mm-hmm.
As a collector, we're looking for rarity. We're not looking for something that's mass produced. Like, so when they started up Something Is Killing the Children again, they had or what was the spin-off? They had like 20 million.
House of Slaughter.
Yeah,
House of Slaughter,
dude.
yeah.
Like, when you're doing this, you're fucking watering down. Like, it reminds me of the fucking 90s when they were just watering down sports cards. And I'm like, we've got to be really careful about how we're doing this, because you're gonna fuck up the hobby, man. And I would rather them print like a fifth of what they're printing and make them hard to get, because that's what makes collecting fun. Like, because
the
if
problem
everybody's
is,
got the book, what fun is in that?
Yeah. Well, that's the problem, right?
Fun.
You've got two magnetic forces, right? And you've got on this side make money, on this side make it collectible, right? And usually they can't come together. They're like opposites, right? They push each other away. You can get them kind of close, but they push each other away. here we go. We got somebody I can talk about. Somebody who's done more exclusives than anybody I know. Jesse, what are your thoughts on this, man? Where is he? Jesse. He's not in.
So, for me, it's a little bit different. I have done over 390 exclusives for the store now. And so when you do that many, you learn a lot of things. And the biggest thing you learn is I've done about 380 too many, right? When it comes down to it, it's too easy. I think the biggest problem the industry has when it comes to exclusives, it's a very simple process. Cal, do you have, you want to do a variant for Image? It costs $500. Oh yeah, sure, done. That's how you get an exclusive, right? There's zero vetting when it comes to exclusive. Now, I've been very smart over the years, and I've done Bob's Burger exclusives. The first person to ever do Bob's Burgers exclusives, I did 7 in a row. Rick and Morty, 7 in a row, because I knew I wanted to really sell it to mainstream. Now, if you noticed on this one, I'm actually on the cover of Bob's Burger. So you're actually creating exclusive of what you're actually doing, and I think that's very important. But what we're seeing now is a massive group of people doing exclusives, and I know I'm going to get in trouble for saying this, that aren't relevant to the comic book industry. And so they do 1 or 2 exclusives and you never see them again, and that doesn't do the comic book industry good at all. We need people doing 10, 12, 15, 20, 25, 30. Yes, I know I'm up to close to 400, but you get people that know how to do exclusives, know how to pick your artists. This notion that you can't direct how your cover is done, that's bullcrap. That's called not knowing how to negotiate. So negotiate your cover. Tell them what you want on it. Tell them what you want the Easter eggs on it, right? I go to Marvel. I want Ramita Sr. to do my Amazing Spider-Man cover. They say no, and I say, okay, fine. And I walk away. 5 minutes later, Ramita Sr. is doing my Amazing Spider-Man cover. So you just got to negotiate. And if you get people to negotiate for these exclusives, these store exclusives, I think you'll see better store exclusives. You won't see these freaking 3,000 copies made, which is ridiculous. That defeats the purpose of the exclusive. That's a print run for these small indies, right?
Yep.
And so that's kind of where I'm at. We just need to be smarter. Publishers need to have allies that make sense, right? So I've done 10 Polito, Coffin Comics, Lady Death exclusives. And guess what? It makes sense when people see Jesse James and Bryan Polito do exclusives. They sell out within seconds. So that's kind of my take on this. I come from experience, guys. Listen, I've done some bad exclusives in my life. I have done 200 print runs and sold 10. But then, in other words, I've done Shirtless Bear Fighter #1, sold all 500 copies in 3 minutes. So who knows when it comes to that type of stuff. So that's my take. I'm actually going live in 2 minutes, but I just want to stop and just say, listen, if the industry gets smart and they vet, and they get people that know how to negotiate, we will have the best exclusives out there all the time. We'll have the best exclusives at Comic Cons, and we'll have great exclusives on Kickstarters. So that's what we do. We just plan smart. We be great businessmen, and remember the consumer is the one who dictates the success of that comic book. So keep that consumer in mind. They will spend if you take care of them. All right, guys,
Thanks,
I'm out of here.
We'll talk to you later, man.
Jesse.
Yeah, I think that's
that was awesome.
Yeah, I think it's very interesting to have people. So what Jesse said is that, and I'm not going to speak for him, but I felt like what he was saying is that there's too many people out there doing them.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I mean,
and
with
I
the
think
market,
there's too many people have one and dones. People are just doing it once or twice, burning and turning a couple bucks, and then splitting. I think that's what he was saying is.
No, as a collector, you want to look forward to certain people that are doing exclusives because, like, we've got friends, Bird City Comics and Hive Comics, that do their due diligence as far as selecting artists and and really love the hobby, like, you know, these other people pumping out, like, and I'm not gonna call anybody out, but like they don't give a shit. They just want to take your money, dude. Like, and they're really not, you know, focused on putting a good book out there, you know?
Yeah. And that's the difference between like Hive and Bird City and some of the other ones. They're here to stay.
Yeah.
They have a consistency.
But won't the market kind of decide that too? Like,
they will.
That's true.
Of like who you choose to spend your money with.
That's true.
I mean that's ultimately like on the consumer as well to be like responsible spending.
But the consistency of them and their fan base, that they have those people that are loyal, that enjoy their covers and will spend their money.
Yeah, yes. But you know what the problem is, and let's, you know, like the elephant in the room, like the print numbers.
Yes.
Like there's no transparency there. Like you say it's a 1,000 print run, and then we start counting the books on whatnot, and it's fucking 5,000.
Yeah.
You know, like it's not that I'm saying that you're not telling the truth, but I think you're a fucking liar, you know?
Yeah, I mean, but ultimately, at some point, like, I would think a majority of the books will be graded, right? And then you could subtract out the factor of, like, you know, a crack, repress, and grade, you know, subtract, like, I don't know, 5 or whatever. I don't.
Yeah.
Or, like depending on the print run, right?
Right.
And then so
plus
you can.
It's a new book, so not many people are gonna.
Yeah, but so you can, like, eventually at some point in time, like over, I don't know, 5 years, like you could see like a potential close number to like what's out there. At least,
but we shouldn't have to do that.
I know. I mean, I'm not
have to do that.
Yeah,
I know.
What goes back around and numbering it.
But one thing I'd be curious about, if they're getting, if you're doing a variant, say with Marvel, and you do a 3,000 run, and say it's got 1 in 25s and 1 in 50s and 1 in 100s. How many variants are they getting? If you're getting that many variants and you're able to sell so many of those, you would think you'd be able to at least bring the exclusive variant price down from $30 or $40 to a more normalized number. I mean, I know everybody's got to make money, but something seems out of whack there. And I think Mel's comment, if you want to see, you know, things dry up, pull the ratios away from people and let's see who's left with that piece.
Right. I figured to some degree that was going to be corrected in the market when Diamond decided not to do returnability on everything, because, you know, that was part of the game too, right? That people would, you know, buy up to the 1 in 1,000 or 1 in 500 and then return all the open to order books and sell out of the incentives, right?
Well, let's keep on that subject real quick, because there is a book right now that's going crazy, and it kind of reminds me of that whole deal that was going on with Berserker, and that's Grimm, right? Grimm is on fire right now, right?
Oh, are you talking specifically about that, the second print, or are you just in general, like the 1 in 100 and everything else?
All of them.
Yeah.
At least the second print, the 1 in 100. I mean, the second print's what, like $100 right now, just because a few people said it was allocated.
I mean, is it even a good book?
Yeah.
That's the question. That's the first question. Is it a good book? I don't think we know, because it's only 2 issues in. Maybe still 1.
Mm-hmm.
Is that correct?
Yeah, and it's boom too. Is it returnable?
So that I'm trying to find the recent sales on it. I apologize, you guys.
Creed said allocated, quote unquote, second print.
Right, because didn't that happen recently too with what was it? The
that second print's $30 something dollars, right?
It was selling for $100 this morning.
Jesus.
Yeah, because
unless they dropped because people got them in hand.
Yeah, because I saw a bunch like on Instagram for like 75 or so, where people asking, people asking for 75. I don't know if it's sold or not, but yeah.
Yeah, here's some recent sales here. It's hard to find that book. Here we go. 31.50 for the Dave Johnson one per store, which isn't bad.
But do you think that numbers will increase eventually as more retailers get it and then the price goes down?
I think this book isn't Grimm. Oh, look at that! There we go. That's cool. Shout out to the international guys. Isn't Grimm also returnable?
Yes.
I don't know if second prints are returnable. To be honest, most first prints are though.
Grimm was returnable. Specsman said that.
So there you go. You got a returnable book like Berserker. You got a book that people are probably sitting a bunch of copies on because how many store exclusives was there for that book? Was there any store exclusives for that book?
For
the first print, maybe. I don't know about the second.
Yeah. Let's go to take a look at my favorite place to get covers if I can, and that's League of Comic Geeks.
I mean, are they making a movie of Grimm or what? Like,
okay. It doesn't look like there's a bunch of exclusive. There is one. There's one that's Florentino is an exclusive. That's FOC. Bry's Comics has one. 616 has one. So there's 3. There's at least 3 of them. But so again, I don't know, man. I think that we have to police our own here in the best way that we can, and that's one, bringing it up and saying, hey, let's watch ourselves, let's be careful here. Nobody wants to be sitting on 10 cases of 1990 Topps baseball later in the print run where you can't even get your no-name Frank Thomas. You know what I mean? So, like, yeah, honesty in comics. Yeah, you're 100% correct. You're 100% correct.
Here you go, Brian. There's some sales above 70 right here. 50, 70, 74.99.
You know, these motherfuckers buying these books and then they're crying about the price of gas. You know, like, don't buy this shit, dude. It's not going to be worth anything. Stick to Spider-Man and Iron Man and the Avengers. Like,
buy gas so you can buy gas so you can go to work.
Yeah, dude, don't fucking buy that dog shit. And like, I'm sorry, like, if y'all like are excited about buying that book, come on, man. That's not going to be $1,000 book. Come on.
Don't buy those books, buy gas.
Like, you know, people got to get a lot smarter. People got to get a lot smarter. Like that, you know what the problem is, you know, like, people need to be speccing on what's going to be valuable, you know, and investing, you know, like, they're not doing that anymore. They're just being like, look at the shiny cover.
People follow the trends. They follow everybody else.
Look at the shiny foil. Let me take your money. You know, but like, I get it. It's a business and I don't want to poo-poo on anybody's like shit, but like, dude, like, don't throw your money away.
I like shiny covers.
Yeah.
No, I'm just joking.
I do too.
I do. I actually do. Yeah. But I'm not going to spend an arm and a leg on it.
Right. You know, if it's affordable, like $20 or something like that, don't go spending $150 and thinking you've got like a low print run of a hard to find book. Man, there's like these motherfuckers are printing the shit out of these books, dude. I mean, and you know it. I mean, everybody up here knows it. Like, this is like not cool.
Those prices are fucking crazy right now.
Man, fuck them foils, dude. Like, I'm just like, no, dude. No.
It's pretty cool though.
It's a cool book. You know who's driving the prices up? This guy.
Kyle. Yee.
Yeah.
That's funny.
Oh, yeah. Like, wait. There was a sale that was like $700.
Get out of here. That 423 foil?
Yeah, which someone pointed out that was more than the first print, right?
That's ridiculous, man.
People,
and the funny part was, like, I was watching another auction, and then it was like at $300, but then it magically disappeared, right? And then all of a sudden you have all these like buy it nows for like 500, you know, so on and so forth. But it was such a crazy like jump though, because the day before one had sold for 100 and it jumped all the way to 700 with still a bunch of buy it nows for like 150. Like, how does that make sense?
There was one sold today for $700.
Man, you don't know if people are manipulating the market. Like I could tell Nate, "Hey, I'm going to put this at $700, bid on it, and then I'll give you the money back."
There was one yesterday for $710, and one today for $700. And there's one the day before for $99.
Yeah. Okay. So, yeah, I don't. It's an interesting
Sounds like
market.
There's some bat shit going on right there.
Yeah. I mean, I saw in one of the Facebook groups, one of the Facebook comic groups, that like, someone pointed out that same thing, right? That hey, this sold for $700, and then someone within the comments was like, "Oh, my buddy sold that. It wasn't part of Shield bidding. It wasn't part of blah blah blah." And it was like kind of, wasn't right. And it, all it could have been also was that someone pinpointed that auction, saw that the person had like lots of feedback or whatever, and then a group of people like attacked it, right?
It says there was 39 bidders,
and then drove up the price or whatever. So I don't know.
Was the last one his best friend or his spouse?
Yeah, right. All right, I guess I'm throwing my last one on Whatnot. $1 woman.
Fuck yeah!
I mean, don't get me wrong. There's some cool foils out there, and certainly when they're redoing an old book like a 423, and it's shiny, like it's addictive. I was telling Phil about the Lamole Amazing 121, the foil. I'm not going to pay $100 though. To me,
well, did you guys see? Let me find it. I got somebody hit me up on IG. Let me find it. I think it was Eddie Bear. Yeah, Eddie Bear. Dude, look at this, you guys. This is freaking crazy. Open image tab. All right, so I don't know what's going on here, and this might not be true, but look at this. He sent me this. $700, 39 bids.
Fuck that, dude. Come on. Somebody tackle him, dude. Jesus
what
Christ.
What the hell?
But I feel like just because it's a different format from what we see from Whatnot, like, I mean, it's just these bidding wars just sometimes legit. You know what I mean? And it still happens on eBay,
Yeah, but isn't that more than
Whatnot?
Isn't that more than the original?
Yeah. Well, the original is getting up there, man. Like a 9.6 is.
Well, I think like
close to $1,000.
Yeah, aren't like 9.8s like 2K, 3K, somewhere around there. Yeah, so I mean, like, but raw copies, they're definitely like not selling for this much, are they? In a near American.
If you're lucky, you'll get one. You'll sell one for $900 if it's like just perfect in the pictures. I've seen one sell raw for like, I think I had it in the market report a few weeks back for like $700-800, but. Here's the thing with this. Why would you sell this on Whatnot if it's getting 500, 400, 700 on eBay?
I mean, okay, so I sold a copy during my sale at MegaCon because I was selling on Sunday. The con was already sold out of them by Saturday, and so I was like, kind of like, why not? I'll throw one up. I'm throwing up any other book, and it ended up selling for like, I think like 160 or something like that.
Damn.
Like, so, which I'm not mad about because the buy-in was.
Is this an actual MegaCon exclusive or is this?
Yeah, so this was actually sold by Fan Expo.
Thank you. Hell yeah. Okay, yeah, so good. How many do we know? How many there are?
They didn't say.
Of course
Fuck
not.
them.
Yeah. So, and then my guess is, Dallas is in a couple weeks. I wouldn't be surprised to see copies of this at Dallas.
Stacks.
I mean, like, what history tends to repeat itself, right? One of the covers I remember from both Fan Expo and MegaCon is the Batman Adventures 12 that John Boyd Myers redid.
Oh, yeah.
So there was a copy that dropped at I don't remember which one was first. I think MegaCon, and then the remainder of the print run or whatever dropped at Dallas, and then they had a third print run because it had the error because this is like the time period where they're switching from New 52 or whatever to Rebirth, right? and then they had the logo error where they had the New 52. I mean, not the New 52, but the Rebirth DC logo in the corner. So there was like, two different versions floating out there. But that was at a fan expo in Canada. So I thought that was like kind of an interesting thing that, obviously they reprinted the book, right? Or printed more copies.
Yep. Which is not cool. I just, that's the thing that we have to continue. I think more than anything is just continue to push this transparency on print run. And I listen, I don't ever want people to think that I'm calling somebody out. If I'm calling somebody out, I'll call them out. I'll straight up say their name. I'll straight up say what I think. And I don't want everybody to ever say that. But sometimes you hear things and you think to yourself, that's not what we need to be thinking of. And one of those things is, say you don't know the print run. If you know the print run, say you fucking know the print run and tell us what it is. I want to know the print run, and so do the sellers, and it will help it it'll help it. It will help the game. It will help comic book collecting. We need that. But it is what it is. I get it. There's that, again, that polar opposites of making money and I'm not going to say integrity, but transparency, right? Sometimes transparency isn't going to help you make the most money, but maybe it'll help you make the most money in the long run. You'll have more people that will stick with you, that will say, I'm going to buy from this person. They'll continue to buy from you because you do have the transparency and you do have that honesty.
I would
we
rather
as buyers
them come
need
out
to be better about that.
No, Bryan, you're absolutely right. I would be like, if they said they had a 3,000 print run and it was a great cover, and it was a reasonable price, I'd buy it. Because you're being straight up. Hey, we printed a lot because we know the community want this book, but we didn't print 10,000. We printed 3,000. So if you get it and keep it in great shape and submit it and get a 9.8, more power to you. Yeah. That's what I want to see. I want to see the transparency on some of these exclusives.
Joe says, but does it really matter 1,000, 3,500 exclusives or just cash grab gimmicks that rarely hold value? Again, I think unfortunately, Joe, I feel like that's what it's turning into. But if we can change that by saying, no, actually have people tell you, like, don't have somebody that everybody should have somebody close to them that is not going to pull any punches. And they're going to say, hey, is this good? And they're going to say, no, it's fucking terrible. That's right. What you need more of those people in your life that are honest with you, because too many yes men are going to have you putting out books that are bad. And people are going to say, oh, yeah, that looks good. No, I'm not going to buy it. I'm definitely not going to buy it. That's where we need to be with that. Haven for Heroes. What up, Haven for Heroes? Says, what's the deal with the Whatnot Invincible exclusive? Wasn't it supposed to be 150 print run? Did Comic Tom get all of them? That's a great question. I know a lot of people are asking that. They're definitely asking those are where we started seeing that come up. Now, again, I don't think we truly know what the print run is. I don't think we truly know.
Oh, so we were chatting about this. So the 150 print run, what is supposed to be the gold foil letter, foil cover, and someone brought it up to the point they were like, we should really be checking the census numbers on this, because there's only 150 of them. And I actually looked up the census the other day on both CBCS and CGC. So for specifically the gold foil one, I think there was like less than 60 graded, like blue label and gold label from CGC, and then there was like 10 graded for CBCS.
Okay, good. So then that's telling us that as of right now, based on what we're seeing for the numbers, we're still good. There's about half of what have been printed supposedly are being graded.
Right. So I guess maybe like a third.
So do we wait until we can add up 200, 250 and then call them out?
No, we just need to know listen, Jack. I'll give credit to Jack. Jack straight up said he's willing to come on and talk about this stuff. And the plan was to have him on Flipside, but we left, and everything kind of happened. I haven't really set that up just because I wanted to get everything figured out. But I think that we need to have Jack on. We need to get publishers on and ask them specifically what's the print run of this? What is the print run of this? Unfortunately. Not unfortunately. If they're going to get pissed about that, fuck them. If they're going to get pissed about that, fuck them. Like, I'm being honest. I think that we all know in the end, the transparency is going to help that publisher, that person. It's going to help that book. Let's take a quick look here at that Invincible exclusive, because it kind of died down on Whatnot. If I remember correctly, some of the sales from that you guys had over at MegaCon before they got jacked, they weren't selling for that great, right? Did anybody sell any of the foils during the MegaCon event?
Yeah, but my feed was a little choppy, so I ended up selling my Adam Eve gold foil for I think 270. So
okay.
But then everyone else, there was some others, like Mel sold a 3-pack I think or a whole, was it a 3 or a 4-pack? Do you remember, Aaron? But it went under 500. It went under 500, or it was 500.
That was
someone else sold another. Yeah.
I mean, because there was a sale going on before the con started. Like, I think as vendors were still setting up, like at 1 o'clock, 2 o'clock, and as I was, the doors opened at 2, so it started at 1. So I was like sitting there, watching on my phone on Whatnot to see like, hey, I know, the Invincibles are going to show up in these packs or whatever. How much this is selling for? And then the guy threw up he was doing 15-second auctions, and he had sudden death on. And then I was watching, I was like, oh shit, do I buy like this Omni-Man foil for like, I think he sold his for like 280 or something like that. And then his Adam Eve foil sold for maybe like 3 something. Which I guess, kind of set the tone for the weekend, right? Like when you have that first seller go up, like that's kind of like what the market's going to pay throughout the weekend, because they, people are going to see like, screenshots or whatever.
Yeah. Well, prices are still up. I don't know how many of these prices that we can really say are true. But I mean, May looks like the middle of May are what the prices we're looking at right now. But I mean, they're not there. That's about going rate, 200 for a foil. But what were they selling foils raw to begin with? Especially the Adam Eve and Omni-Mans.
Yeah. So I sold the second ever Invincible gold foil ever at New York Comic Con, and I got Torpedo they sold it first, and they sold it for 800, and then I sold mine for 1200 to begin.
Jeez.
And then 3 months later I ended up selling my second gold foil that I had, and it sold for 1500. So
they're definitely taking a hit.
Yeah. Well, they went up since then, but now, I don't know. I sold a Omni-Man foil, and it went real low. I think it sold for like 400 something, like 2.5 months ago or something like that.
Wow.
So, yeah. But Jack told me personally himself that he said there's pretty much hinted, don't expect any more Invincibles. We're pretty much out. So we'll just see who else grades them, right? And then there was that thank you package to the sellers that were on the back cover of Omni-Man, and each seller got a trade and Omni and a trade Adam Eve. And then I'm sure a bunch of sellers blew out some of that. Some have held. I've held mine, so I'm just waiting it out.
I held mine as well. I mean, but I personally am holding it because I'm waiting for season 2 to get closer. before I decide to sell it.
Fuck that! I sold mine.
It's a good, yeah.
I mean, I figured it'd be a good hold because, like, if all these sellers get it all at once, it's like, hey, I'm getting a free book. Let me just release it to the market. You're not going to be the only person that thinks that, right?
Yeah.
But I feel like every year, around this time is the only time that I'll buy a bunch of store exclusives if I'm feeling it right. It's the beginning of con season, like from February to May, and then I just stop. Like I just wait for it. If something hits late, I'll just buy it in the secondary market. But I mean, it's a really good discussion to have because now it's like prices are going up, and then we're just kind of like, okay.
Well, this is the discussion that I want to have. These are the discussions that I want to have on this channel, right? I want to have, and I want to get the people. For instance, if we're talking about, if we're talking about Good Boy, I want to get, and there's something big about the storyline or something, I want to get Garrett Gunn on here. If we're talking about Whatnot variants, I want to get Jack or Chancellor on here. If we're talking about, some cool Walking Dead Comics Vault Live exclusive, I want to get Clutch on here. You know what I mean? That's what I want to try to do, is get those people on here to be willing to talk about it, to know that they're coming in a place where they're not going to get totally shredded because we're not assholes, but they're going to have to answer, questions that people want to know. And it will no doubt in my mind help those people in the long run, or help those you know what I mean? Like it will help in the long run, those companies, those people, those comics. It will always help in the long run because you're I'm not saying you're bringing them down to our level, but you're talking to us like the things that we want to know. You know what I mean? You're not being hidden about it. So anyways, that's enough about the exclusives. We'll get more into it, I'm sure, in the future, but I just really wanted to talk about it a little bit today because, it's been a big issue. I think a lot of people are getting exclusive fatigue right now. All right. Obi-Wan was the episode. New episode is out, and we are for sure going to talk about this in a little bit, you guys. Everybody's stoked about this, so don't worry, it's coming. But first, before we do that, I want to get into a little sports cards talk. Shout out to all the card fans out there that enjoy hearing this stuff on our channel. We've got a new company that is throwing their hat in the analytics game for sports cards, and that is that sports card ladder. Have you guys seen this? How many of you guys have seen sports card? It's called cardladder.com, and I've been seeing this over Instagram a lot lately. I think Golden's been using it, so we're going to take a look and see what we got here. But supposedly this tells you quite a bit analytics wise on prices and stuff. Let's see what happens. What do we got here? Does it have a top 10 sales history? Richie, have you seen this at all?
No, it looks a lot like StockX, but
yeah. It's got watch lists. It's got you can do comparisons. It's very interesting. So we're going to take a look at this over the next couple of weeks and see if there's anything in here that really helps us. But man, it's been interesting. Here we go. Ladder. View all the verified cards in the ladder collection in the card ladder database, searchable and ordered by their monthly percentage and change. I don't get it. I just saw this. I was hoping somebody on the panel would know what's going on here. It kind of
looks like, it kind of almost looks like a go collect for cards.
Yes, it does. That's exactly what it looks like. But all right, let's get into the hot cards this week from our friend Sports Card Investor. This is the overall top 10, and for the first week in a long time, John Morant 2019 Chronicles is not number one on the list.
He's disappointed.
No, it's okay because
much better. You sound much better, by the way. You can, yeah.
You gave me a heads up.
Yeah.
it doesn't disappoint me because it gives me an opportunity to buy it now because 1920 prices have definitely dropped for unopened wax since the Grizzlies lost to Golden State. So I'm not complaining because I'm about to start buying in a little bit, like probably like 3 weeks, 4 weeks.
Card prices are down across the board.
Yeah.
It's interesting though. Number 4, Gavin Lux. What's going on with Gavin Lux right now? Is he playing well?
I mean, he's playing okay. I mean, not great. I mean, he's not doing what Mookie. I'm surprised Mookie Betts isn't like number 1. He's like the hottest player in baseball.
Yeah, that's interesting. Let's take a look at what Gavin Lux's stats are recently. So he has got. Wait, what is this? 2022. He's only got 1 home run. Huh?
Yeah, he's only batting 263.
He's batting 9th too.
Yeah, why are his cards that?
Dude,
look, Mookie just hit another home run as I speak. I speak.
Brian, this is where when it gets into like the percentages that are up, it makes me feel like there's no volume because some of these cards don't make sense. So if you have like 1 or 2 cards and they go for, say it's a $6 card and it ends up going for 10, it just can make the numbers look bigger than they should be.
Either that or Gavin's buying his own cards, dude. Manipulate the market, dude.
Check this out, guys.
He's destroying the print run.
Right?
Hey, check this out. So I was just opening up just some packs. I got a bunch of stuff just because, and I pulled this right now. A Wander Marvels.
Oh, nice.
Oh, that's cool.
Very nice.
Are you
somebody
Donners?
just pulled that. I'm trying to remember. My buddy just sent me a text of that. He pulled that out of a box. All right. So Tatum is number 5. Number 6 is Morel, the Cubs prospect. Number 7, Brendan Aronson, a soccer star. That's interesting. He's number 1 in his soccer category. More Tatum, Bo Bichette at number 9, and at number 10, Zion back on the list.
Well, he got cleared to play or cleared to practice.
Oh, he needs to be cleared to something, man, because
cleared to go back to the cafeteria.
Cleared to go to Dunkin' Donuts.
Cleared to eat.
No more burgers.
Yeah. Here goes the top 10 in baseball. Of course, you got Lux, Morel, Bichette, Wilson Contreras. This kid has been playing lights out lately. Like,
he's going to be a free agent after this year, so there's already speculation with the Cubs being bad that he could be on the block, and they're going to demand a lot for him.
Wow, yeah, he's been on fire. Kyle Lewis, first Bowman, 2016 Bowman draft Chrome, his first Bowman at number 5 on the list. That's cool. I like Kyle Lewis. Nolan Gorman, he just got called up recently, right?
Yep, he and 2 other guys for the Cardinals, Luitor and I think Herrera. I can't remember. The catcher is going to take Molina's job after he leaves.
I've heard of rumors of Dominguez for Soto.
Oh
really?
My gosh! Wow.
God damn.
He needs to go to New York. That's not the team,
bro.
I know.
He needs to go to the Mets, not the
There you go, Joe.
So Dominguez at number 7. Rushman at number 8, that's great. And then the Gorman autograph at 10 to round it out, Bobby Witt. How's Bobby Witt been playing?
He's had a pretty decent season. I mean, the first half of these few months, he was really good. I haven't checked lately, but
pull up his stats.
I was lining him up in my DraftKings, and he was always getting me like 14 plus points.
Well, I mean, was it also like his season debut ticket for, opening day game? Like, wasn't that ticket like going like ridiculous? Yeah, it was like going for like what, $1,000 or something like that.
Yeah.
You know who's also on fire? Will, what's his name? The catcher for Atlanta, William Contreras.
Oh, we were just talking about that. Contreras. We just showed him. Yeah, former Cubs catcher. Yeah, he's killing it.
He's batting 239.
Yeah.
Well, I think that's one of the issues. Is there are a lot of kind of dead ball. There are a lot of rookies. No one's really hitting that well.
Yeah.
So he came out hot and kind of went through a dead spell. But most of his home runs have come here recently. So
6 home runs, 24 RBIs.
Man, take some steroids, bro. Damn.
There's not many people with batting over 300 right now.
Yeah. There's Alonso on the list.
Well, they need to change the stitching on the ball so they can hit it a little bit better.
Dude. Liven up the baseball, dude. People don't want to see pitching.
Basketball full of
I do.
Celtics.
Chicks
all
dig the long
Jason
ball,
Tatum,
dude.
Zion, Luca, Tatum again. Eric Paschal, number 9. Has he been playing okay?
Is he on the Warriors?
Yeah.
They're still alive or no?
I know, but has he been playing good?
I don't know.
No.
I mean, he hasn't been playing better than, Looney and
buy his card.
Kind of the second tier players. I wouldn't think about him, but
is he better than Poole or Wiseman?
I got to figure out a better freaking hot card thing to look at. That's why I was looking at that ladder. I don't like the sports card investor, man. It's too volatile. It's garbage.
Really? Well, because it's a daily though. It's just like cover price. Cover price is the same way. It's a daily thing. 7 day. They have the 7 day and 30 day right there.
Yeah, I know, but still, it still feels too volatile. Like, what's a Joe Green 5th year card doing on the top 10 in football? You know what I mean?
Well, because there's probably some kind of news about him.
No, there was no news when that Joe Green card was out.
Troy Aikman's only on there because he met Joe.
Yeah,
damn right.
That makes sense.
Like Atwater. Why is Atwater number on the list? You know?
Yeah,
I don't know.
but he's number 105.
I get
overall.
it, but that's what. But you know what I mean? Like, I should be looking at a top 10 that's it doesn't have this in it.
I
Gavin
think the
Lux
way to
at
really
number 4
get
overall.
I think the way, Bryan, to really filter that is maybe look at graded top 10.
Yeah,
so,
but no, because you can't really get. There's not very many
the reason
people
why
grading right now.
Atwater's on there, he was just nominated for an Emmy about 5 days ago.
Oh my God. Terrible.
Okay. Yeah.
But I mean, it's the same
all
thing with
in.
comics, Bryan. Every time there's some kind of news or rumor from some guy that lives in his mom's basement, the book goes crazy, and it ends up being, you know what I mean?
Yeah. I don't know. It just pisses me off. Pisses me off to see.
Hey, Bryan, can you go back to hockey real quickly?
Yeah.
Dang! Look at Doc Joe spending some money. Curry PSA 10, upper deck rookie.
Nice.
Like, I still don't understand. Like, Swayman was up there last time. I still surprised that Swayman's still the top hockey card, considering he hasn't even played since the first
Where's
round.
Shesterkin? Where's Igor? How come Igor's not on this list? He's the hottest goalie in hockey, and he's not on this list.
Okay,
so not even in the top 15.
Kane, Draisaitl.
This is based on sales. Are his cards selling on eBay?
All right, let's take a look. I bet you they are flying on eBay.
Doc Joe, you need to send pics on the Discord channel, like when you pick up all these awesome stuff. Like, I know you're active in there.
Remember, you gotta look not today, but the day before.
We haven't seen Igor on the list in the last 10 times that we've taken a look at that hockey list.
Well, his cards are already up there.
Ooh, here's a good question. So, Doc Joe is asking, do you miss your Ovechkin?
That's a nice card.
Right?
Do I miss my Ovechkin? Yes, I do, but it gave me 40 grand cash in my pocket, so not that much. Yeah.
I mean, if you're ever interested, I'm pretty sure Nate's friend has one. At least a 9.
His is a 9 card 10 auto. Not the 10-10 that Bryan had.
Yeah, I mean that could always be a good placeholder.
Yeah.
So 140. I mean, what's the average he's selling for? I see 140, 150, 190, 150. So let's say 140 to 150. Here's 180. Best offer. Let's take a look at what the top card is selling for here. I might be way off here, but let's take a look. 140 to 150 raw. $19, $25.
Yeah, but it's not just based on a spike in FMV.
It's up 7 days. It's up 75% in 7 days, right? I would love to know. Let's go take a look at Card Ladder. Let's see if they can tell me what the 7-day index is on Shesterkin. That's what I want. I want to be able to know. Look up a player and how do you spell his name? Shesterkin. Look if it shows it. Nope. It's not even on there.
And a shout out to Joe's Doolin.
Ooh, that's a nice card.
Talking about Tennessee. Yeah, Ben Joyce is incredible. he would be a great pickup in the draft in the second or third round because he could come straight to the majors throwing 105.
Oh, I want to give a shout out too. Shout out to Eric V for sending me the link for 2022 Bowman Sapphire when I guess Topps,
Oh, is that when you sent the link out?
Yeah, he's
I got the box, so yeah, good for him. Thank you.
Yeah.
Henrik Lundqvist is on the list before Shesterkin.
Okay, Brian, I'm looking at May 20th, and Shesterkin or Igor Shesterkin's Young Gun Raw were selling between 126 to 154.99 shipped. And there's not that many sales. There's like 4 or 5 sales all the way up until the 27th. I'm not including the canvas or graded cards. Looking at it now, and it's selling for just around the same, $150. So that wouldn't get you on the list because that's not an upward trend.
I think that we need to figure out a better way because I still don't like it. I just don't like it. I don't know. It doesn't feel okay. Let me put it this way. If I want to know the hot list, I want it to feel like Beckett back in the day when you'd open up a Beckett and see the hot list. And you knew that guy at number 1, you had an idea what that guy at number 1 was going to be if you followed that sport at all. Oh. It's the same way that, I like to say that, I like to compare stuff to Wizard because back in the day, I want Wizard. So if anybody knows a list out there that is closer to that type of list, please let me know so I can start queuing in on it because I don't like Sports Card Investor anymore.
Beckett still does the hot and cold list. Right?
Are you looking for a list that has the hottest players or actually the cards?
I want to know a list, the hottest cards on the market based on like Gavin Lux isn't the hottest card on the market. Gavin Lux should be nowhere near the overall top 10. And you got to admit that, right, Richie?
I haven't checked the numbers, but I mean, it doesn't make sense that he would be on there.
Yeah.
But I will say this, his cards are like $1.
Yeah, that's what I mean. I don't think people are out there searching for Gavin Lux's cards right now, is what I mean.
Except Gavin Lux.
Yeah. If you look at the Beckett Hot 10 list, those are the Hot 10 cards that people are searching for that month. You know what I mean? That's what I want. I want cards that people are searching for. I want
to know like Trout, Ohtani. I mean, it seems like the people that you're expecting. That's why I was talking about. I feel like it's almost like a volume thing where if 2 cards move from Gavin Lux to that hadn't sold, and it's 3 times higher because it's $4 versus $1, it makes it inflated and looks like it's much hotter than it is.
Yeah.
Well, I like looking at the Beckett hot and cold list because I don't know how often they do it. But I don't have a paid subscription to it. But I know it's not expensive.
Pull it up, Brian. Maybe it's online. Beckett Hot and Cold.
No. You just said it's got to be paid.
Yeah,
Let's see if we can get. Well, they need to hook us up.
I mean, there's
give us a.
Yeah, I mean, sometimes they have a free list or whatever that they do, but I don't know how often they do it. I think it's like every 3 days, every week, something like that. Someone in the chat probably knows better than I do. But I know I look at it every so often.
Oh yeah, man! I remember Beckett back in the day. The first thing you do is go to that Hot 10 list. First thing you would do every time. Love that.
Just like when you mentioned the Wizard, when you have like the top 10, and then you have the Mort of the Month for the
Mort of the Month
character.
Yeah, the dumbest character. Yeah, you're right. You're 100% right. All right, you guys. We're gonna open up our 1-pack. So if you guys know, I said that I'm gonna open up all the Bowman. So I've got 4 jumbo boxes left. We're going to go slow with these because if not, I'm just going to open them all at once.
In one sitting.
So we're just going to open 1 pack. Richie, you tell me the pack. Top left, bottom left, top right, bottom right.
Bottom left.
How many down? Bottom left, how many down?
3.
All right, here we go. Bottom left, 3 down. All right, we're going to do this old school. Just because I don't have the other camera set up yet. Here we go. Bowman Jumbo.
Mama.
We've got somebody on the back that I've never heard of. All right. We've got Joe Adele. And I'm just going to get rid of these. Hold on. Let me get rid of these.
Right.
Yeah.
You did that last time. We threw them in and turned around and
don't need them.
Yeah. Get rid of all the veterans. Okay. Here we go. Veterans. That includes who I thought was Gavin Lux. Well, my trash can isn't back there.
So. Hey, claim on deluxe.
Yeah. All right, we got Newt Bar, a rookie. Oh, ho, ho, ho. If we're lucky, you know what this means, you guys.
Wander's coming.
Wander is coming, and so is Vidal Brujan.
Yeah, you're right about that one.
And there. Oh,
what? That's the first.
It ended right at the Wander. That is a bummer, dude.
That's a first.
That is a bummer.
Damn.
It ended at the Wander.
Bastards.
All right.
Upside
Marco
down card.
Luciano.
Upside down card.
Auto.
Upside down card.
Hold on, I'll turn it. Nope. It's just the vibrations.
Why
nice
is it upside
card,
down?
Though. They do
it's
that
gold.
in the jumbos.
It's gold.
No, it's not gold. No, they put the inserts upside down and here's another upside down one. Marcelo Mayer.
Oh,
they
nice.
put the inserts upside down for some reason in the jumbos. All right, here's you get one of each insert. You get 3 inserts in the jumbos. There is Bo Bichette. No, not Bo Bichette. Bo Naylor. I wonder if that's Josh Naylor's brother. Is that Josh Naylor's brother?
Let me look it up.
Bo Naylor. I think it is. It's got to be. They look alike. All right. Me and Richie were talking about this yesterday. We were talking about how much we love Bowman and the design, but there's a quality issue this year, and I'm trying to show you guys. But basically, if you look at the sides of the chrome, you see how choppy they are? Let me see here.
Okay, so Naylor's older brother is Josh Naylor.
There we go.
Mm-hmm.
And then his younger brother, Miles, also plays baseball.
Okay, so we got nothing really in this pack, you guys. We've got Robert Hassel, Garrett Mitchell, great prospect, but this is like his 3rd prospect card. I think Richie's got his first Bowman, right?
Who's that?
Garrett Mitchell.
I think so, yeah.
Here's Jose Rodriguez, first Bowman. We've got Norge Vera, first Bowman. We've got Jackson Charo, first Bowman. And paper. Let's see here. This is going to piss me off. All right, guys.
I have them memorized, so.
Hold on, you guys. We're going one more. We got to get at least. Joe, which pack?
Do the top one, the top right.
Top right, first pack?
Yep.
All right, here we go. We're gonna have to at least get a pull before we quit.
That's the one. I can feel it.
All right, here we go. Start with a Shane Baz rookie. Jackson Nowar rookie. Gavin Sheets rookie. Juan Yepes rookie. And a bunch of veterans. Let's throw these away. Matt Manning rookie. Joe Ryan rookie, who's playing very well. Josiah Gray rookie.
Oh, yeah. Joe Ryan's up for Rookie of the Year.
Castro rookie, Connor Wong rookie, and Josh Lowe rookie. All right, now we get into the inserts, which are always upside down. Matt Manning, Rookie of the Year. Love those inserts, man. Beautiful. Dunn Priester, top 100. He's 30th overall. All right, here we go. Shane Polanco.
Is that Placido's brother?
Could be. Let's see here. Might be his kid. Who knows?
Yeah.
Doesn't say. Pedro Leon.
There you go.
Nice.
He's good.
Henry Davis.
Ooh. Cool.
Second card, right? Ooh, that's a good one. Khalil Watson.
Whoa, that's a big one, baby. Hell yeah.
Too.
Khalil Watson. There we go.
That's what you want.
Oh, and remember who's behind Khalil Watson? Colton Montgomery.
Oh, nice.
Colson
He's
Montgomery.
the one in the White Sox, right?
Yeah. Ian Lewis, Bobby Witt Jr., Braylon Minter, Curtis Mead. And all right, let's do one more. Fuck it. Let's do it. Here we go. Nate, which one, brother?
Let's go back left bottom pack.
Okay. All right. Here we go. Julio Rodriguez is selling, says Hartman. Is J-Rod playing well?
Yeah, he's gotten better and better.
Okay, it starts off with Harper. We're going to throw away. Tatis, Springer, Correa, Cheater. All right, here we go. Veerling rookie. Alejo Lopez rookie. Trout, we'll keep Trout. Lou Bob, we'll throw him away. Christian Yelich, Kyle Lewis, Hyunjin Ryu, Andrew Vaughn, Bogarts, who's playing like a madman. All right, here we go. Vibrations, upside down. Marcelo Mayer.
Oh, nice.
Ooh, man, these cards look so good. How good they look.
You've been pulling a lot of Mayers, huh?
Yeah. Oh, this is a good one. Adley Rushman, hi-fi.
Oh, yeah.
O'Neal Cruz, he's playing well, right?
Yeah.
Nice.
Rodolfo hit a home run tonight.
Okay. We got a Lover Progrero, Pedro Pineda, Oswaldo. He's another good one, supposedly.
Nice. Yeah.
Just a chrome. Luca Tresh and Adele Miter. So we got nothing. Jesus, you guys are terrible. You guys are gonna make me open this whole damn box, dude.
Should have known as soon as you asked me you weren't getting anything.
All right. Let's go top left, pack number 2.
All right, here we go. Last time. Come on. I don't want to open this whole box, even though I kind of do. All right. Pedro Leon on the back.
I like how
DeGrom on the front.
I like how one pack's turned into 4.
I know. All right, here we go. DeGrom. All right, we got another Newt bar. Oh, here we go. Yeah. And I mean, it's not a great hit, but you guys remember.
That's Wanderers coming up.
Let's see if we get lucky. Here we go.
Yeah.
There
okay,
is.
sweet.
There's the Wander. Okay, we got the Wander. All right, let's see the rest of the ones I'm gonna throw away. And there's
I'm good at finding those Wanders.
Yeah, man. Cal Raleigh. Ooh, we got an Invicta. A Yiddy Caffey Invicta. These are 2 per box.
Dude, I thought that when I first got one, I was like, oh, I got a 1-of-1. And they're, oh, man.
Yeah. Ooh, I think we got something here. Okay. Here we go. It's a first. It's a Bowman first, baby.
Is it purple?
Yeah.
It is blue. Yeah.
Who is it?
Uribiel Angeles at a 250. Bowman first. There you go.
That's cool.
There you go, Yee. Number 13 Padres prospect. Played 1 season in the Dominican Summer League. Yeah, great. Well, there's our auto, baby. There's our pack fresh auto.
How old is he? 17?
He is born in 02. So not bad.
Damn, he's still in the test tube, man.
Yeah.
He's young.
Born in 02. That's a good one. I think that could be a good one, Yee.
He's a fucking
He
baby,
can't even
dude.
drink yet, man. I don't know if I can trust him.
So that's a good one. A nice pack. All right, we're gonna end it there, you guys. We're gonna end the packs there, but let's see what else we got in here. We got a Jackson Joby top 100. Beautiful card. We got a Yoelqui Cespedes. We got a Torque. How's he playing so far?
He's not playing good. I don't know lately.
Yeah. Urbina, Samad Taylor, Pete Crow Armstrong, and paper. Let's see here. Anything good in the paper? Nothing good in the paper. So nice. There we go. We can quit opening up the whole box. Even though
what was your auto's name? What was your auto's name?
Auto's name is Uribiel. It's EURIBIEL Angeles.
Okay.
But here's what I want to show you guys if I can get. Look at the sides of these. Let's see if I can get it. There we go.
That's rough.
Oh, rough. Weren't you running into the other packs having some of the chromes having lines on them?
Yes. And if you take your finger and run down like this, you can feel how rough it is on the sides of just the chrome cards. Yeah. So, I mean, you can literally look at it.
Yeah.
Hold on. There we go.
Yeah.
It's kind of one of those things where if you haven't seen it, it's kind of tough, but once you see it, you'll catch it right away.
Yeah, it's not good. That's for sure. That's for sure. Okay, we are 4 packs down on the box, you guys. We'll put this away for next Wednesday. We've got some more to go next Wednesday. Let's throw those over there. And here's our trash for the day. Congrats, veterans.
Dude, I throw mine away now too. Jeez.
Don't do it to Tommy Pham. He'll come and slap you in the face.
I know, right? Speaking of Tommy Pham, I've always hated Tommy Pham.
That's why I keep getting traded from team to team.
There is do you guys ever watch? There's a guy that goes and collects and likes to catch batting practice, home runs and shit. I think it might have been Jabs. It was either Jabs or the other guy.
Is it the Tommy? Yeah, I know who you're talking about. I know exactly who you're talking about.
And he was hanging out for batting practice, and Tommy Pham was out there, and they were all giving Tommy Pham shit, or some group was giving Tommy Pham shit, and the dude thought it was the guy that was out there catching balls, and he acted like a dickhead to him. And I'm just thinking to myself, there's no reason for a player to ever act like a dickhead to somebody like that.
I think it's natural for him.
Yeah.
I mean, there's a reason that he's constantly gotten moved around from team to team. Like he wears out his welcome every 2 or 3 years.
And did you guys
see Devil Rays?
Did you guys hear why he got
Jock Pearson? Yeah.
Fantasy football. It was all over fantasy football.
Oh, it was great, dude. Because like I've gotten in arguments with buddies of mine when I'm playing fantasy about stacking and stashing, especially when I know I'll pick up a player when I know my buddy needs him.
Yeah, that's all in the game, man. He shouldn't be mad at you. That's like, good, Joe.
I just know I just know I don't want to piss off Joe because like my tire might end up slashed or something like that. So.
No, but that's the name of the game, dude. Like there's no gentleman's rule in fantasy football, bro. Right. Like it's everyone for themselves. And like if I don't like you and I know you need that player, I'm gonna fucking pick him up whether I need him or not. You know? Right. And that's just the way it goes. I'm gonna be like, I'm that guy.
Dollar. Looks like you have some big competition coming up for this next football season.
Oh yeah, we have a spot.
I could have 3 wins, and I'm picking up a wide receiver you need. Like
that's fine. That's totally fine. The other thing is that, you know, if you're colluding with another player, that's against the rules. We all know that, right? If you're dumping your players because you're giving up or you want your buddy to win. Yeah, we know that.
I won't do that.
Dude, that's the name of the game, dude. Like, that's why we have our drafts, you know? Like, we're all talking, people drinking beers. Perfect. I'll be drinking a beer with freaking water inside, acting like I'm drunk. I know you need a freaking quarterback. I'm going to grab Tom Brady, you know? It's like, so yeah, that's smart.
You guys want to see some cool shit before we get on to the Quinlan Vos stuff? I love saving Instagram posts to show you guys every once in a while, and Greg Capullo has been on an epic run this last couple weeks on Instagram. He's been putting out some really, really good content, and who doesn't love Greg Capullo? He's one of the goats, coolest dudes. Just really, really seems like a cool dude, that's for sure. So this is his Instagram. He says on this one, this is what if number 8, one of my first gigs at Marvel. Deadline was bearing down on a newbie, which he was saying he's a newbie. To finish this on time, I worked 48 hours straight. I was so exhausted that I failed to complete an arm I was drawing. The bullpen had to complete it for me, and he shows. How cool is that, dude? Like, he shows the part that he forgot to draw. And then there's more. So there's that one. He posted this. My first Marvel gig. What if Daredevil killed the Kingpin? So there you guys go. First Marvel gig. And guess what he drew on there? I would love to own this piece just for
Watcher,
that.
Bro.
Yeah, just to see the Watcher on there, right?
Yeah, that's a pretty good rendition of that.
Yeah, that's pretty cool, man. He's got his name on there, Greg Capullo. So there's his first Marvel gig. If you guys, any creator first, I'm going to add it to the creator first list. By the way, you guys, I have a creators first list that I'm going to end up making public. I'll put it on the YouTube page somehow or the link tree. And if any of you guys want to update it or add stuff to it, I'll figure out a way to let you guys do it. It's pretty big list of creator first, but I think it'll be fun. All right. Next, we've got this. This is more old art of him doing Cable. This is X-Force issue 25, the hologram cover. So that's pretty cool. I guess this was the hologram that he did on that one. Do you guys remember if that was a hologram cover or not? I think it was.
Is Capullo's first work? Is it the Gore Shriek? Wait,
yeah, Gore Shriek #1, and then his first cover is that one with the little doll tearing out her guts.
Okay.
Yeah. Gore Shriek #1, tough book, Stephen Bissett.
Yeah.
This is an unedited version of Wonder Woman's headdress in death metal. It's pretty dope. She's got that freaking star on her on the headdress. There's one really cool one coming up. Replacing logos on pre-comic career ad work I did. This and much more will be included in the art of of Greg Capullo book. So this is before. Ooh, I wonder where this came from. Let Capullo save your day and save you money. Rent DOG 16 4x4 backhoe today for only $1,900 a month. What? Where does this come from? That's funny. That's interesting.
Could have been a newspaper ad or something like that.
He replaced I see what he did. He replaced the logos here. So we got to find out where this is from. Because he says here, pre-comic career ad work that he did. That's the cool shit to find. That is the really, really rare shit to find. So we got to find that. Let's see. Does they say? Is there a rough timeline when we might be able to get our hands on the book? Nope, nobody says. All right. Let's see
what's
this
the
one.
print run, Greg?
Yeah. Look at this one. Wow. So Spawn Batman was the first time I think he ever drew Spawn. So that's not Spawn, Batman. First time he ever drew Batman. Of course, we know now why that's so important. But this is, he says, uncovering all kinds of old dusty relics. And there's the cover to Spawn Batman. Or back cover, I can't remember. There's another one here. Okay, so here we go. Now we're getting into the good stuff. I just unearthed my early concept doodles for Disturbed's 10,000 Fists album. And as you guys know, I've been talking about that Disturbed book that's got the sick-ass cover art that I'm bummed out it was a Disturbed book. But now I got to think about buying it. And I can't believe I'm saying that because I didn't know that Capullo did that cover. And here it is right here. Here's you guys can see this is the cover right here. It's him thinking up ideas. And they put this on a comic book cover last week. So that's pretty cool. It says here, I used Corel Painter to render the cover that you're familiar with. There's a whole nightmare tale associated with that piece. Maybe I'll tell the tale if I include this in my book. Digital painting. And then here is the cool stuff. My entire career, my first idea is usually the one that sticks the landing. Here's Korn's Follow the Leader art being conceived.
Because did McFarlane do that cover?
It's McFarlane and him. McFarlane did the inking on it.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. It says here, Terry, here are the ideas I have. And he's got the chick running off the edge and all the kids. I feel the first two are the strongest. And it says here, the Earth sphere is optional. I thought it would provide that needed feeling of height. Greg. Now, then he says this. Here's the original pencils for Korn's Follow the Leader art. Note, the girl is leaping off the cliff and that the children have no pupils. The band asked for the mods that you see, changes implemented by Todd McFarlane during the inking stage. So there you go. Todd did the inking, Capullo did the art. How many of you guys knew that?
Wow, did not. Thought it was all McFarlane.
Yeah, so here you go.
If you read the insert for the CD, it actually says like Capullo and McFarlane.
Yeah,
I've got it out in the garage. I'm gonna go look for it this weekend.
Here's the original pencils for Korn's Follow the Leader art. That is awesome, dude. That is so cool, man.
If that went to auction, how much do you think it would sell for?
Ooh, that's a great question. 50 grand. Think it'd be more than 50 grand. I think 50 grand is probably about right. Maybe that's too much. Maybe, I don't know. You got to add in Korn fans.
Yeah, exactly. And then I guess it's also the pencil work too, right? But I mean, it's the actual original art, so it's not.
Yeah, man.
It feels like anytime you kind of go with the art, it's always low. Like, it just always feels like everything's higher now in that world, especially with the the music
with the music
piece of it too.
Yeah.
It's a unique piece.
Well, man. I wonder if like the musicians of Korn would actually compete for it as well, right?
I doubt it, but it's a great.
I mean, I doubt it. Yeah, but or at least like first rights to buy or something like that. I don't know.
Yeah, this is cool. So anyways, you guys go check out Greg Capullo on IG. Follow him. He's an absolute beast. One of the coolest dudes in comics. He should have been on the top 100 list.
Hardman Issues was a good album as well.
None of the Korn albums were good except for the first one. Yep, that's a spicy hot take. And even the first one was kind of bad. I'm a Deftones fan. All right. Let's get into some of the Star Wars talk. I know there's a lot of talk on the Star Wars stuff that I think is very interesting right now. The fact that I think that a lot of people are split on whether they like Obi-Wan or not. It was funny because last Saturday we had the Star Wars crew from Renovision on, and they had their takes on it, and you could tell they weren't too excited for it. I mean, they thought it was good, but they didn't think it was great. And then I went on their show on Sunday night and kind of talked with them a little about it more, and they kind of went in depth. And there's a lot of people complaining about bad acting in this, which I think is very interesting. I know some people are like, well, that's part of Star Wars. Bad acting is part of Star Wars and this and that, which I'd say bullshit. I don't want to hear that. I like fix it. Bad acting should not be a problem. But then again, I also have to say, when a lot of times when actors, when you hear like bad acting, you have to give some actors a little bit of a pass because they're doing what they're doing based on what the director tells them, right? Or what the script tells them. So it's kind of hard to blame like Hayden Christensen totally for the Anakin stuff, right? So I don't think you can blame Moses. What's her last name? Moses
Ingram
for all the hate that she is getting for playing the third sister. Because a couple of things that we have to remember. The third sister isn't in comics. This is a whole new character. Right? For Star Wars. Matter of fact, it's not only a whole new character. That's not the biggest part about it. The next part about it is Kathleen Kennedy, I think, came out and literally said that that they created this character strictly for a diversity pick, right? They wanted to make sure they had a female African American or black actress, right? I'm almost positive that Kennedy came out and say that. I'll find the exact comment here in a second. And I woke up today seeing nothing but hate to this character based on a lot of people complaining based on race, which is disgusting. If that's the case, it's disgusting. We already know that. But a big part of me feels like I don't think that most of the hate is coming from that. And I could be wrong. I don't, hang out in those areas where people are acting like that. I try not to. But the acting was so bad and so forced on some of those scenes in the first 2 episodes. That scene where she's like, playing hide and seek when she's looking for Obi-Wan just felt really forced and cheesy. Her anger feels really off-putting, and that was what I've been hearing mostly. And I want to hear what you guys think, and I also want to hear what people that are listening think about it. I want to know if you guys truly to yourselves, in your intellectual honesty, do you think that she was doing a good job acting? Because that's what it comes down to first. If she was doing a good job acting and you really think that, then you can look at the other stuff. But first, I think it comes down to the acting. Yi, did you see Obi-Wan?
Yeah, I did see Obi-Wan. I thought she did a decent job as a female actor. I mean, there's some things that I thought was kind of strange in continuity that pissed me off more than like what people's acting in the series. And the thing what I mean by that is like you know, I always remember Princess Leia's message through R2D2 to Obi-Wan or to Luke, right? Like where it's like, you helped my father years ago, blah blah blah. Well, wouldn't it be like, you helped me years ago, like blah blah blah? Like, so to me that didn't make sense. And then I guess I think that distracted me from a lot of the series. Just because I'm always a big fan of the original trilogy. The stuff with the Inquisitors too, like that kind of like, I didn't expect that, like from the second episode. But yeah, but I feel like the criticism too could be reflecting on like how people are feeling in the country in general, right?
Yeah, because there's a lot of bullshit going on. I mean, today again, we all know we heard more shitty news. So
yeah,
I think that's a great point.
Yeah, so
we're in a weird spot right now.
Yeah, so for a lot of people, this is their escape or whatever, and it's not living up to, I guess, like the hype and build up leading up to the show release.
Yeah, Star Wars. Go ahead, Joe.
No, I was gonna say, like, I didn't like Lobot's acting in Empire Strikes Back, but that didn't really mess me up into enjoying the show. It's not like Boba Fett, where that show was just a complete train wreck. I mean, you got Ewan McGregor, and like, he just pops off the screen. He's doing such a great job. And if you guys saw today's episode, man, you got some Vader and Obi-Wan, dude. Like, this is shit that I've waited a long time for, so I can give a shit. Like, if little Leia Organa is not nailing her beats and lines, and like, that's not bothering me. I mean, I want to, like, did you see fucking Vader pull Obi-Wan into the fucking fire? Are you serious? And you have a problem with the Inquisitor? Like, dude, get the fuck out of here, man. That is what, how I grew up. It was like Darth Vader against Obi-Wan. And like, I'm ready for round 2, man. Like these people need to get over it, just because she's a black actress and it just seems like she's not acting that well. Like, get over it, man. Now, if it was Ewan McGregor and he was acting terrible, then I would have a problem with it, And if they were going to do a spin-off of this girl, then I would say, kind of like the way I say, like, Echo sucks. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah,
like but like, like one episode into it and they're like already bad-mouthing the little kid. And I mean, it's hard to find 10-year-old actors that are like thespians, like,
yeah. Hey, Ninth, are you Ninth? You should be in the chat for Google. Let me see here.
Here, I'll send it to them directly on Instagram.
All right. Yeah, you're in the chat, Ninth. It's under amazing in the Google chat. The link is in there.
Yeah, and
what
if
do you
you're
think,
racist,
Phil?
Don't watch Star Wars, man.
Yeah, I agree, Joe.
Just get out of the hobby.
So the question is, what do I think of Obi-Wan so far? Is that the question?
No, yeah, of the Inquisitor, the third sister.
Okay, so I think Star Wars is trying to really relate more to the times, right? It's trying to be cool, right? Like, now being a nerd is cool, right? So I actually like Reva. I like it. It's some people complain that it's like they just can't stand her yelling all the time, right? And if that's what the Deborah Chow and Filoni is directing her to portray that character, right, Bryan? Like you've been saying, then I think she's doing a great job. I mean, we want to see that. Like, Lando back in the original trilogy was like kind of like portraying a pimp, right? And like, I can't believe that kind of didn't rub some parents the wrong way with their little kids, seeing how Lando's behaving, right?
He was the Mac, bro.
People love Lando. Lando is Lando is one of my things to say. Like, is Star Wars really racist when you have beloved characters like Lando, and who is a major beloved character in the Star Wars saga? Okay. And I also get though where they're coming from, where they they have these feelings about the sequel issues with Rose and who's the dude that played played Finn? Yeah. They felt like there was some type of there was some type of racist backlash tones against how they felt too, and I know people keep bringing that up. So,
but they're doing it. I feel
Boyega.
Like Finn, the actor, John Boyega, he was saying that if you're gonna hand an African American character a lightsaber, right, to start with, and kind of put on the sidelines, you're doing that character wrong, right?
Well, so I think that's what they
maybe they're getting rid of that rather than a chance here. Yeah,
I think they really messed up Boyega's role. I think that we have to also put a lot of the issues and the hate on Boyega towards either Rian Johnson or Abrams. Was it Abrams? Yeah,
they turned him into a janitor. Is what they did. And really that's kind of low class.
Yes, because people actually really enjoyed that character.
Right.
If I remember in the beginning, So, what up, Ninth? How you doing, brother?
They had a lightsaber in Boyega's hand and made you think he had, was going to be a Jedi,
Yep. What are your thoughts on this, Ninth?
Man, I just think it's Bush League, bro. Like, people always gonna complain about something. You always got people out here that's gonna play to the cheap seats and say, just find the stupidest stuff to complain about. I mean, this girl, she's a good actor, man. If you ever seen Queen's Gambit, she killed her role as Jolie. She's not a bad actor at all. And let's be honest, Star Wars got a history of bad acting, bro, from main characters. So her acting can't be no worse than anything that we done seen in the past. But at the end, it's like, me personally, I feel like when I watch a show, I'm trying to lose myself into a show. So like if I'm in a bad mood, like I used to love watching medical shows, but when my grandmother was going through pancreatic cancer, I couldn't watch medical shows because it just reminded me of that. So I started watching more sci-fi shows, trying to, just take myself to another place, But, that's just me personally. I just want to lose myself in the show. And when I'm watching a sci-fi show about people hopping from planet to planet, running around with lightsabers, I'm not dissecting the acting like I'm watching The Godfather or something like that, where the acting really matters. A great example that I can give, I just finished watching We Own This City on HBO. And all of those, a lot of actors that were in there, I've seen them in other, films and TV shows before, but they played their roles so well that you would have thought that like this was a biography and not, what do you call it? A scripted and not a scripted TV show. So when you can, but that's a different type of actor, right? Somebody, those are like more like method actors or people that are playing roles that they have experience. Like maybe they've been in the streets before. Maybe, maybe they were a lawyer in the past life. They playing the role of experience. But Star Wars, like, how do you really adjust to playing a role like this where you running around with a lightsaber, trying to kill somebody? It's such an outlandish thing to do.
That's why script is so fucking important.
Exactly.
Script and your director telling you how to act. I'll be honest, I'm one of those people that bad acting takes me right out of shit. If it's bad acting, if I'm watching a really good movie and all of a sudden a character comes in and that's just so bad acting, I'm like, I don't even want to watch it anymore. And that's a problem, because what Ian is saying, what Ninth is saying is that, these things are supposed to take us out of our norm. These are supposed to be, movies and TV shows are supposed to be stuff that takes us out of our normal thoughts and just have a good time. But I agree also with Mr. Roboto, who says a history of bad acting is no excuse. Where I said in the beginning, like, I agree. We need to have good actors no matter what. Like, acting is such a it's such a refined thing nowadays. It's like saying that like old hockey players and new hockey players are going to suit up against each other and be able to the old guys are going to be able to handle it. No, acting's a totally different thing. Go watch movies from the 30s and you'll be like, what the fuck? This acting is terrible. So I feel like that's part of the hate she is getting is on the script writing. Now, that being said, let's throw that out and let's talk about everything else in the show, especially with this new the new episode that just came out. And what a lot of people are excited about is the Quinlan Vos stuff, right? Let me find this. I know that people have been waiting forever to talk about Vos and get him out of Legends and this type of stuff. And that's exactly what we did at the end of this episode with Obi-Wan's, getting the news that Vos is out there and that Vos is still alive. Boom. Every Quinlan Vos just fucking, experienced one of the greatest things ever in their life because they just got Vos in actual canon.
Right.
Now, here's the big question on the Vos thing. Is it going to be Ice Cube's kid playing him? Please.
That's what I heard.
O'Shea Jackson. I think that would be great.
I think that'll be good for the role. And one thing I was going to say is I think nowadays when people's spec don't pay off in these TV shows, it makes them drive against the TV show when really, like, I heard people saying, oh, I didn't like Mandalorian. Book of Boba Fett. I didn't like a lot of these shows. I hear, especially with the Star Wars stuff, I hear people being so critical of it. But I like the Star Wars stuff better than the Marvel stuff over the past year. So I just try to enjoy the show, man. And I feel like with the quality they putting into this, man, I don't see how anybody can say that these shows are bad because they hiring the best actors, best CGI, the best of everything, man. You're not gonna get a better TV show than these Star Wars Disney Plus shows that Disney has been putting out, man.
Don't get me wrong. Yeah, I'm a Star Wars geek, man. Like I love all the content and everything, but what they did with Boba Fett was almost sacrilegious, bro. Like it was like against the law for them to really take that character and completely turn him into something that, like, there ain't no way in hell this dude is supposed to act like this. That was the only gripe I had with Book of Boba Fett.
Yeah. I would like to hear Nate's opinion because I know he's a huge Star Wars fan.
Well, real quick, let me answer this. Lewis says Vos was mentioned by Kenobi in the movies as general. Yeah, but he wasn't. I guess you're right. I shouldn't have said that. Now he's in canon, but he's alive. We know he's alive because there was always questions on whether he was dead or alive. Right? Go ahead, Nate.
Oh, I was just gonna say I think Ninth's got the right attitude. Because I think what I found, like the guys I grew up with, they're real critical about the new series, but they're looking at it from a guy who's almost 50 years old as opposed to a guy who's 10 years old. And so they point out all these little minor shortcomings that you didn't even think about when you're younger. And so
that's true.
Like what Ninth is saying. So like today when Obi-Wan came out, I do this every week on Wednesday. I go in my room over there, close the door, don't take my phone. And I'm in Star Wars. That's all I care about. And I just watch it. And I don't even think about anything else. All I think about now is what's happening next week. And it's just, you got to have fun with it and just be a kid. But if you sit there, because, it's just like sports radio. There's always people on extremes. There are always going to be people who go completely overboard, how they love things. There are always going to be people who completely hate things. And like no Star Wars fan should ever care about what color anyone is because Thrawn's blue. A man's yellow. It's stuff that doesn't make any sense. Hayden Christensen, I think we all he was, I want to say, nominated for a Golden Globe like Best Supporting Actor is like Life as a House, and how he got the role as Anakin Skywalker back, in 2000, 2001. And you can just see like it's almost, Imagine Reva, kind of like him. It's almost like they try to get him like screaming or trying to show that they're powerful. When guys like Darth Vader and Palpatine, it's just that presence. Like these guys are just badasses. So maybe sometimes the writing is a little tougher for them to try and get them to that level. But I wouldn't have even thought about her acting until like someone brought it up or talking about it now.
Yeah, until I heard that people had a problem with it, I didn't even.
When she killed the Grand Inquisitor, I was like, "Oh man,
yeah,
I would not mess with her."
I thought she had like the most energy. Like she was legitimately fucking pissed off.
Yeah,
and she wants to get Obi-Wan. She wants to kill his ass.
I like the fact she even has a plan. Like she doesn't listen to anybody else because she knows he's out there somewhere, and she's determined to find him. And she's going to run through even the guys on her team to get him.
And then at the very end of the episode, it creeped me out when I saw her. Like honestly.
Oh yeah,
today? It shocked. Yeah. For the episode
man, that was like that's kind of sent a chill on my spine. The end of that episode with her. And one thing that I was thinking about is that what a lot of these shows nowadays, they cancel stuff for any little reason. Like I'll be into a show season 1, I'll be like, oh, that was a good. I can't wait for season 2. Before season 1 even end, they got reports that this is getting canceled, that's getting canceled. And for real, man, they do not like. I saw somebody in the comments saying that Disney does not put the quality into these shows. Like if you're trying to compare movie quality to TV show quality, doing 6-7 hours, of live TV, that's that's two completely different things, two completely different budgets. But if we comparing TV to TV, bro, there are not a lot of shows out there that are touching these Disney Plus shows, man. It's just not, the level of actors. Like you're not gonna get Ewan McGregor on your regular ABC show, even on some of the other streaming services, Hulu, Amazon. You're not gonna get actors like that. I'm pretty sure the girl that's playing Reva made good money on Queen's Gambit with Netflix.
But not as much as she's making on Star Wars.
Yeah, but I'm pretty sure they ramped up. I'm pretty sure her bag was way bigger for Star Wars, man. They paying these people good, man. And
bro, look, I didn't even know they had James Earl Jones.
Back doing the voice.
I lost my fucking mind, dude. Like
that was expensive, bro. Ooh. James Earl Jones not getting out of his bed to do nothing.
Number to be Darth Vader anytime,
man.
But I will say the fact when Quinlan Vos's name came up, the first thing that hit me was Ventress.
I agree.
Right?
I agree.
I'm like, man, because it opens so many doors. There's so much you can do with.
Ventress and Vos are two of like the Star Wars characters that I think of on the level like with what's her name, Afra, Ahsoka before she showed up. Like these two characters are fucking locks. Like they're locks. Just when we're gonna get them and how cool they're gonna be. And Vos always his prices for a lot of his books always stayed down. And let's take a look at what some of his stuff is selling for. His first appearance, which is also the first appearance of Aya Sakura in Star Wars 19, about $40. His second. That's Vos's second appearance. And
that was his Padawan, right?
Yeah. Aya Sakura was his Padawan.
Yeah. We need to bring her back.
Yeah, she's hot.
But his first appearance, Star Wars number 17, that Emissaries to Malastare number 5, first Quinlan Vos, selling for anywhere from about 60-50 raw to about 100, which is nice. And it's nice to see some of these older Star Wars Dark Horse books in the run, like Republic, when it starts hitting the Republic storyline stuff in the 70s.
Look at that omnibus, Brian.
Oh, I know, dude. I know.
Look at that shit, dude.
Yeah.
$50.
Yeah. You bring up Republic 69.
Yeah, it'll be here, right here. I mean, look, here's the Emissaries to Malastare with the set sold for, I don't know, probably 150 or best offer. So it's less than that, but a 9.8 387 best offer accepted. That 21 cover is really nice. Where's 69 here? There's 34. Basically, all his books are going to look at that.
Oh,
Yeah.
high grade too, man. Look at that.
Yeah. And these books had horrible color rub issues, if I remember correctly, like horrible color rub issues. But here's 23 to 26, 18. What was the issue you were at? Here's the first appearance of Zhao. Here's 33, $20. What issue you were saying there?
Republic
Phil?
69.
Republic. So that would be hold on here. It's got to be on. There it is, right there. So for $15 with him and Obi-Wan on the cover. Of course, is this when he was? So if you remember, one of the reasons why I love Quinlan Vos is because he skirted that dark side, light side line. He was, he kind of went to the dark side, right, with that Darth and Dedu stuff.
I'm about to say, wasn't he like a dark acolyte under Dooku?
Yep.
Yeah.
And
a spy.
Yep. So Vos is just such a great character. To me, the greatest characters are always characters that run that hero's journey, and Star Wars has the best of them, right? They have Luke, they have Obi-Wan, they have Vader, they have Vos. They all run that hero's journey where, they're good and bad.
Yeah, and Ventress, I think, comes right into play with that because she was the one going from bad to bring him back to the good. And didn't they get married and end up having a kid? Because I think it was the novel Dark Disciple. I haven't read it, but I think there's more to it. I mean, there's so many paths you go with those characters. I think it's great.
Yeah, he's got a baby that could be force sensitive.
Yeah.
So
yeah,
awesome.
Yeah, dude, I can't wait to start seeing some of what we're gonna get with Vos, if that's who Ice Cube is gonna be playing, or Ice Cube's son is gonna be playing. I apologize. He looks just like his dad.
You're going back to Jabim, where that storyline started in Star Wars Republic 55. So that's where basically all the Jedi settlement is, basically, right? And so it'd be interesting to see what comes out of that.
Yeah,
it was about like a 6 to 8 issue, 9 issue arc in Republic.
Yeah, that was a great time period in the series, that Republic run.
Did you notice 63. How Obi-Wan brought up his brother?
Yeah, that was interesting.
Now that's canon. Yep, it was in the novel, and now it's canon. Yep.
Right, Owen Lars.
I do like the references he's made towards Padme, just real subtle.
Right, yes.
Oh yeah.
That's. Yeah. I thought that's been a really cool thing.
We're going to talk about the lightsaber battle.
Oh man,
we were all waiting for that. Yeah.
I didn't think we'd get it this early.
Yeah, neither did I. I thought it was going to be like halfway point.
Dude, that was fucking.
I was telling Aaron, we were talking this weekend. The one thing I did like when he went to the desert and was uncovering the lightsaber to get his lightsaber was he had both of them there.
Oh yeah.
His and I gave to Luke.
Yeah, I think that was very important to have that. Yeah. Like
it was touching.
Yeah. Well, if they didn't have it, it would have been kind of heartbreaking too, right?
Yes.
Yeah. I mean, because like it was like even in that same like wooden box that like you see.
And he had that at his house. That he gives when he pulls it out.
Yeah.
And I'm sorry. I was just say the one last thing about like Quinlan Vos. I can't remember exactly what the phrase was, but it's very similar to kind of like what Kenobi mentions when he's talking to Luke about like don't trust your eyes, they can deceive you. And he talks about the phrase was something about you keep your eyes closed and you'll always be able to see, or whatever the phrase is. But kind of reminded me of Star Wars when Luke has the helmet on and he's trying to learn the Force on the Falcon.
So we're getting that new series that they're going to be doing animated, that Filoni's going to be doing, Tales of the Jedi, that we all thought was going to be Old Republic shit, and it's not, which is like I like, it's a bummer because I wanted the Old Republic stuff to happen, but I love how they threw us for a loop. Everybody was thinking, oh, here we go, Kel Dormo, all that stuff, and nope, you're not getting that, or at least not yet. And what Ryan said, he said, if there's ever an in-depth story with Dooku or Asajj, it has to include Quinlan Vos. Well, if you remember, they showed Dooku young in that celebration stuff for that Tales of the Jedi. So we could be and maybe that's why they're bringing Quinlan Vos out to the big stage. They're talking about him on this big stage of Obi-Wan because they know during Tales of the Jedi, it's going to be some of that maybe young Dooku, Quinlan Vos, Asajj Ventress type stuff. And we all want that. No, it doesn't matter if it's animated or live action. We'll take it.
And then if you get Ventress, you eventually get Mother Talzin, the Night Sisters. I mean, God.
Yeah.
Good stuff.
Yeah. It's going in a good spot. How many of you guys are worried that they're not going to be able to stick the landing?
Man, I think they will.
Is it a 6-episode series, right?
That's it.
And we're at the halfway point?
Yeah.
I don't know. I feel like I mean, they usually even with the Book of Boba, like that had a strong finish, right? Versus the start. So I feel like Star Wars track record on the shows have had a pretty good landing, right?
Yeah. For me, it's for me, number one, the recap starting the freaking series, and somehow it's better than the trilogy.
watching the prequels,
watching all three of them, they did a really good job recapping that.
Yeah.
And then number two is the payoff for everything is that origin story of Reva, right, during Order 66. So if that story is compelling enough that we can understand her anger towards Obi-Wan, and that just comes full circle, and then a lot of people are comparing Reva to the second sister, Trilla's, what happened with Trilla at the end when she got redemption before getting slayed by Vader in Jedi Fallen Order.
Yeah, I've had a lot of people say that to me, Phil, that you watch at the end of this, it's going to be Reva who's going to be fighting Vader, not Obi-Wan. She's going to get her redemption arc. And I'll be honest, I don't want that. I don't want that. I want her, if she's going to be a badass till the end, I want her to be a badass till the end. She doesn't have to have that redemption arc. I don't think she needs it. If we're going to get an end fighting thing, I want it between Obi-Wan and Vader. That's what we all want. We want more Obi-Wan versus Vader. But I understand it. Again, here I am. What just happened here? Can you guys still hear me?
Yeah.
Okay. My computer's acting all weird. I know I was just talking about how I want them to have a hero's journey, but that character, I don't need that. I just need her to be what she is. She's a Jedi Slayer, that's what that's what her role is. That's her MacGuffin or whatever.
Bro, did you see Vader choking the shit out of everybody that was around him? Like,
awesome,
dude.
I mean, he just went and snapped neck. It's like the end of Rogue One when he just lights everybody up.
Right, and we're so worried about it's Disney. Like, bro, he was choking the shit out of people. Like, and he said Obi-Wan on fucking fire, bro. Like, I'm good with it, man. Like, raise my price $1. Give me more.
I did not expect to see that stormtrooper cut in half.
Dude, that was awesome, dude.
Yeah,
I was proud of that too.
Yeah, I mean, that was great. Like, was not expecting Disney to do that.
I was like, it's supposed to be PG-13, right?
Bro, I thought Mickey Mouse was going to come out, kill him.
But I mean, like, honestly, like that's kind of exciting to see too. At the same time, to see like Disney like pushing their envelope, like being like, hey, this isn't just for kids; it's for everyone that's subscribed to Disney.
Well, it's like when they did Rogue One. I mean, I know it's not one on Disney Plus, but it was in theaters. But you had to kill all those guys. Like, you couldn't have, because originally they were going to have survivors, and how are they going to explain where everybody ended up? Like, none of these guys can make it. So, I mean, with Anakin and Obi-Wan, I mean, there's just no happy ending to it. So it's got to be malicious.
Yeah.
Yeah, Vader was pretty upset.
Yeah.
All right. So here we go. Here's the big question. Will there be a season 2?
Man, I hope so.
Yeah.
I don't think so. I don't think they're going to do it, but who knows?
I just don't know how this one ends. So I just wish how you can.
I wish they could do like the type of thing they do in comics, where like they did with Star Wars Tales back in the day, where it's like 4 or 5 stories in one. And I wish, and I was hoping that Marvel was going to do this with their whole universe, but I wish Star Wars would definitely do it, where you would have characters come in and out of a show. Like it could just be called some type of Star Wars title, and Ewan McGregor Obi-Wan is going to show up, and Ahsoka might show up in season 2, that type of stuff, where you don't have to have it just be about one character. Let's just have it be about the universe. And then those characters come in on when they're needed for the storyline. You know what I mean?
Oh, kind of how Clone Wars isn't like a chronological story.
Yes.
Like if you watch from season 1 to the end, it jumps around.
So kind of like Game of the Thrones, where one season you didn't even see one character forever. Yeah. Or if you read the books, one whole book, you might not even hear about 3 characters until 2 books later, And the reason why I say that is because I think it's getting to the point with a lot of these characters, these big IP-based characters, is that you're having to pay so much for an actor to do all the acting that and then those actors want all the spots and this and that. Well, you don't have to pay as much to do that, because hey, I don't have to have Obi-Wan in every episode. I don't have to have him. Maybe that's they'll take it.
Oh, where they hire the actor as like a guest
per
appearance
episode. Guest appearances. Exactly.
Considering how broad the Star Wars universe is, it would be a good way to test all these different characters, see kind of who sticks, who people are clamor for.
Yes, I agree.
Well, the end of Revenge of the Sith, right? Yoda's like, you need to commune with your old master because he has more training for you, right? So I took that, and then I stumbled upon Star Wars 20, the current volume. I think Aaron, you bought this book. It's got the new Jedi. It's like a first appearance of a Jedi Master, right? Or
Everman or Elvar Man or whatever. Yeah,
Elvar Man or something. And in that book, Luke just is about to chuck away Yoda's last holocron, and it opens up right at the cliff. And he tells Luke that that there's certain focal points in the universe where you can commute, that the Force is more sharp, and it's very, very dangerous, right? To go explore that. Like one part is like there's like 3 locations. One's Jeddah, one's a sea of something, turned out to be like a planet like Ego, right? I'm not going to go in too much of it, but maybe that's something that, Yoda has this knowledge. How does he know about that? Maybe there's something grander scheme for Obi-Wan, and we're just going to be mind blown. Like, they just keep opening the universe of Star Wars, and that's what Filoni wants. He wants that wonder to keep on developing. So
but the shitty thing is that we know Obi-Wan only has so much time left. Right?
5 more years.
Yeah. So there we go. That's
and
crazy.
They try to fit Maul into season one. So I don't even know how that's going to happen. How they're going to bring back Darth Maul. I have no clue.
That's why I think there'll be a season 2.
That actually would make sense if it was more Vader this time and then Maul later. Just because if you look at Rebels, Leia is older in Rebels. And so maybe, if the time passes, then because 4th season where it's, I can't remember the title, but where Maul actually comes out to Tatooine and they have their final
their duel.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Where Ezra's coming to warn him.
If you think about it, Obi-Wan can cross over with Andor, because Andor said that I've been fighting since I've been 6 years old, and that would cross over. Their timelines would cross over. So
see, I could see Maul showing up like in Ahsoka more than anything, right?
Well, what's Ahsoka? What's the Ahsoka timeline right now that we're gonna get? Because we got. Let's find that out.
Maybe after Rebels, right? Because they'll start
40 years old. Right? She's 40 right now.
Because aren't they going to?
And Rebel, she's 32 or something. And this is like what 5 years before Rebels, right?
Oh, okay,
something like that. So yeah, Ahsoka would be around.
There we go. Let me bring this up.
I'd like to see the Emperor. You know what I mean? A Moff Tarkin or something. You know,
I was actually hoping we get one of those guys at some point with Vader somehow or another.
Right?
Like I thought maybe after seeing the day, I was like, maybe he will say something to Palpatine, or maybe I don't know if he'll hide it. But
I told you he was still alive.
Yeah,
fucking called me a liar.
I think you could see Kanan and Obi-Wan. Yeah,
that would be awesome.
Oh yeah,
that would be.
Yep, he'd be age appropriate. Yep.
Look at that! I need a new chair. Look at that.
Oh, and then there's a rumor that Ewan McGregor's wife is going to play Hera Syndulla, so maybe they cross over.
You know, I think his daughter played the girl
crossover.
Who's trying to sell him the spice, or gives him the spice in the first or second episode.
Oh, is that right?
That's Ewan's daughter?
I think so.
Wow.
Oh, okay. I didn't know that.
I don't think they can screw up Darth Maul, man.
Hera.
Darth Maul is such a cool looking character that will always trump out. Like, I don't think they could really screw up Boba Fett, just because Boba Fett will always look cool. You know what I mean? Like, Darth Maul will always look cool.
And what they did with him in the Clone Wars, and I mean, Maul is just, especially we're talking about sticking the landing. The Clone Wars, that last season was just
right. It was badass,
incredible.
Dude.
Yeah.
What's Fresh News asked, what's the big next movie trend? You know what I hope is the big next movie, or the next big movie trend, is they start going darker, like they did with Multiverse of Madness, like they're doing with Obi-Wan. It's kind of darker. It feels darker, right? Mm-hmm. And I get that kind of plays against like what's everything that's going on in real life. Like when real life is really, really dark, we want it, we want to see things that aren't that dark. But we've always wanted to see darker shit with Star Wars and Disney products and Marvel products. We want to see the darker. We don't want everything is good with that stuff. But I don't know if they can even do it because of exactly what Ninth was talking about earlier in the show, where, this is our way to kind of get out of our world. This is our place to go and not think about all the bullshit and to enjoy a little bit of time and not have to. You're getting out of your, these horrible.
They can do it. They just got to be clever with it, and not necessarily clever. You got to pace it right, because Obi-Wan is dark, but they pacing it right. You got your moments in there where it's kind of, not so dark, but then you got your moments in there where they get into some really dark stuff, and it's cool, man. It's done in a very cool way. So
I think that what's so great about Maul is what's great with a lot of the characters that were in the Clone Wars and Rebels and stuff is that it made those characters better. Like, I never would have thought when they first started saying Maul was going to be in these cartoons and, Ahsoka was going to be a big character. I would have been like, nah, it's a cartoon. They made those, like, Maul was so great in those cartoons, in those series. Like, he was better in those series than he was in the movie. And I never thought that would be the case. So it makes me realize that things like Tales of the Jedi are going to be good, even though they're going to be animated. You know what I mean? So Disney can walk that line very, very slowly. So
if they had made Maul
more animated
Clone War and Rebels, I wouldn't have been so excited in Solo when I saw his hologram appearance talking to Kira.
Yeah.
Yeah. They made an announcement that more animated is coming on Celebration. And then there was also an announcement that there's going to be a new Yoda comic book series, 12 issue series. And each quarter is going to be a different part of his lifetime. So the timeline is just expanding.
I wish they would do like what
platforms.
If, like the Infinities in the animated.
That's coming.
That's cool.
Coming. Yeah, there's no way they don't do that. It's too good of a storytelling idea, right? That being said, I want to ask. I wish Richie was here because I want to ask one last question to the group, and kind of chat about it for a little bit before we call it a night. And that is upcoming. We've got Thor: Love and Thunder, and we've seen more trailer stuff with Gore, and some people are like, it's changing their mind with the footage they've seen, and you know me, I'm still like, fuck it. If it doesn't look like Gore the God Butcher, I don't want it. That's just me personally. But I understand why some people are like, well, it might not be too bad. Here's where I want to get the conversation started is with this. Do you guys think that Gore is going to only last one movie, or is he going to be multiple movie bad guy?
I think 2 to 3 movies.
One movie. I'm arguing one movie. Like,
I hope it's 2 to 3, but I'm afraid it's one. Marvel is just that's their trend.
I mean, yeah, it's a trend with Marvel, and then I can't imagine Christian Bale being affordable for 2 to 3 films.
I just wish they would have made him Dario Agger. I think that was the role for him. That would have been the bad guy for him. I think that would have been perfect. But Bryan, I see what you're talking about with Gore, the way he looked. I didn't like it. Then I saw the new trailer. I thought it looked pretty good looking at the extended trailer. But after the first one, I thought he just looked like Caliban from Logan. It just, like there's nothing to it. But
or Death and Bill and Ted's.
Yeah.
I was thinking, I thought it was like a preview for, what is it? Crap, I can't remember the video game. Pass.
Yeah. What do you think?
I see somebody in chat saying Jane and Gore are both one and done, but I kind of feel like Marvel will be selling themselves short if they do both of those characters one and done. And then with Christian Bale, it's probably easier to get a contract with him that's over 2 or 3 movies versus trying to just do one. Because you got to think about opportunity cost and the fact that he could say, well, I could do this Thor movie for, one movie and lock down a year of my life, or I could commit to something else, long term. And, the amount you're going to pay him for one movie, you might as well get more out of it. And you got a better chance of getting your return of investment back on 2 to 3 movies, because if you do an actor like that, as much money as he gonna command one movie and that movie flop, then you up shit's creek, man.
All right, I remember. I thought it was Kratos from God of War.
Okay.
That's what I was saying. Yeah. But anyways, yeah, I mean, I really think Christian Bale's a great actor, amazing actor. He'll do an excellent job in this film. But I really doubt it's going to be more than one film other than this.
I mean, what do you guys think if they did like a spin-off and did an origin story of him killing all the gods? And just be a whole movie just about that. And
it would have been great.
That'd be awesome.
Yeah, it would have been amazing if he actually looked like Gore.
Yeah.
I'm so salty about that.
I feel like
maybe he might.
I feel like they're going to continue to use Jane. Like,
do you think they changed his look because the look would have looked a lot like Ebony Maw?
No, I don't think so. I think they changed the look more than anything because of the actor. The actor is probably like, I want, listen, I'm not saying that the guy is like this, but we know that Christian Bale is like, he takes his craft seriously, right? Screaming at guys on the set, losing 150 pounds and then putting on 300 pounds the next movie and then taking it back off. We know that dude loves his craft. I don't think that dude wanted to be in makeup and CG for 3 fucking movies and not see who he was, which is a major mistake if that's the case. I hope it's not the case, but I feel that's what it was.
His look seems to change. So I wonder, like, if the look evolves eventually into what you see in the comics. Who knows? But he looks completely different in the newer trailers. So, like, more like
that would be cool, especially if he went to the next, or he was in the second movie and he actually somehow or another, or became, more like we're used to seeing him in the comics over this to the next. And that'd be a good thing for merchandising. Like, gives them a chance to sell different action figures.
I feel like if anything, Natalie Portman's going to get the multiple movie thing instead of Gore.
Yeah, I agree with that statement.
Like
then it depends on another part. Depends on how they intend to use them going forward. You know, like if it's something where, like let's say with Jane, where she's gonna have to be in movies outside of Thor movies, you know, then maybe she don't want to do that. If I'm gonna be appearing in multiple other movies and it's just taking up a lot of my time and I'm not able to do anything else. But with a villain, you just not gonna get. I'm not saying that you're not gonna get a lot of screen time, but I don't feel like the commitment is as big. Because think about how they built Thanos up. Just like a small clip here, a small clip there, and then when Endgame and Infinity Wars came, even in Infinity Wars, we didn't see Thanos a whole lot. That was really more so towards Endgame where we saw him on screen a lot more, but. It's a weird thing, man. Like it just depends on how they're going to use that character ultimately, which is going to decide how many different projects that they're in, and what that actor also had, what else they have to commit to. That's why a lot of times with actors, you will see that if an actor is in one HBO show, he might be in an original HBO movie or another Warner property, because they're going to put that actor under contract to work multiple different projects underneath their banner so that they can schedule them in a way that it allows them to complete all of these different projects and without them being tied to one thing. So it's really, honestly, it's a thing we're just gonna have to wait and see how it works out. I don't think we can say right now, he's gonna be in 1 or 2 or 3. We gotta see how it works out. I'm hoping for the sake and quality of the character that it's 2 to 3 projects, and that they have slowly advanced the look of Gore the God Butcher. It will make sense for him in his first movie so that everybody can see clearly, oh, that's Christian Bale, right? Because it's gonna have casuals more attracted to the character, and then by that third time that we see him, he looking like Gore straight out of the comics. And at this point, he's a certified, badass, that done killed damn near half the gods in the MCU. I just feel like it's so much potential for that character, man.
Man, if they did that, that would be great. That would be awesome, and they would pull off something that I definitely never thought they could pull off, and doing that. But I would be cool for that. I think Gore and Jason Aaron's storyline of the God Butcher is such a great story with the way the character was explained in that story, being an alien from another planet, and the way he looked before he was given all that power. He still looked very alien-esque, but you could tell the difference, and that was just such a big storyline to me that I don't want to see it done wrong. I want to see it done right because I loved it so much, if that makes sense.
So out of like the remaining legacy like MCU titles, right? Got Captain America, right? Ant-Man, Doctor Strange. I mean, I think Thor is the strongest one, and then Tom Hiddleston. Like some people thought, like Loki was just going to be like 1 and done or 2 and done. Like I think if they expand more on the Thor universe through the Thor Corps, the guy who plays Thor wants to stick around for like a long time. So and they're not even touching on the cancer story yet, as we know, for Jane Foster. So I don't know. I mean, I think Thor is like the biggest horse that Marvel has right now, because Young Avengers doesn't seem like it's going to be happening anytime real soon. So
another thing I did want to say, I saw people saying, "Oh, what's the name of the girl that plays Jane Foster?
Natalie Portman.
Natalie Portman. Oh, she didn't even want to come back for Thor. Like, bro, if you're negotiating a contract, you think you're gonna tell Disney, "Oh, this is where I want to be. I can see myself doing this for the rest of my life." No, you're gonna play hard to get. Like, you know what? Really, I'm good on this MCU stuff. It's too demanding. Like, look how she beefed up for that movie. You think these actors don't want these MCU roles? They know how sweet of a gig that is. Like, you literally can do these MCU shows, these MCU movies, for 5-6 years of your life and then retire. Do conventions a couple of times a year, CGC autograph signings. Like, look at Lou Ferrigno still doing appearances for the Hulk, bro. Like, one of these Marvel roles is like a dream. Like, it's a dream job, man. It's like being a backup quarterback or on an NFL team, like getting paid millions and not a lot is asked of you.
Well, and we also forget that we have some crazy stuff coming. We have Namor coming, right? Mm-hmm. That's a big bad that can play that big bad / good guy role very well. The Doom stuff, which we don't know if we have coming, but man, we want it. Big bad guy type thing. And we still have the Kang stuff to play out. Like, I don't know if they're going to be able to play out the gore over multiple movies with at least 2 of those big bads, right? That we know are coming. We know Kang's coming in Ant-Man, the real Kang, not Immortus or He Who Remains. The badass, the mean Kang is coming, or Kang that we all know. And then the Namor stuff, which is very interesting because I've been seeing rumors that instead of playing off the what's it called? What's the underground sea place?
Atlantis,
not being Atlantis, but being more like Mexican, native, like American based.
Aztec.
Mayan based. Aztec, Mayan, something, which I would be super cool with. I have no problem with that. I think that's still super cool with me, and it keys in on a cool spot that should have that, and that Namor could fit right in on that. That would be great. Well, so
it also wouldn't surprise me if they started expanding into, like, what we all know that Hercules is eventually going to show up. If they started deep diving into like some of the Valkyrie storyline stuff and start exploring that part of Thor's world, right? That I don't see why they wouldn't do that at some point.
Yeah.
You still got Eternals, X-Men, and Fantastic Four too. Whenever those,
but
for those 3.
Wouldn't that be closer to like the beginning of like what Phase 4?
We're on Phase 4, right?
Oh, the next phase. Like,
okay,
yeah.
Well, you can't say what's gonna be in like, oh, this will be this phase, that, because they not going in no type of chronological order in accordance to the comics. They mixing stuff together. It's like they just threw everything in the blender and just kind of giving us what they want to give us when they want to give it to us. So
yeah,
they could bring in damn Tosin tomorrow if they wanted to, like, which that's kind of the cool thing about it, right? So it's I feel like we don't have any, because the way I'm thinking about it is like Fantastic Four should have been like one of the first things, right? Like, you got to establish first family or whatever, but now we decades into the MCU and we're about to get Fantastic Four. So that's the good thing about it, man. They can surprise us and do anything. They don't have to kill Gore off. So maybe it's something where, hey, we might not see him for another 3, 4, 5 years, but we could get Gore again in the future. It's a lot that they can do to keep things interesting and fresh.
Yeah. I hope they do it. Yeah, Atlantean. Yeah. Lords Brooklyn says, why would Marvel leave all the Atlantean canon off the table? I think because, to me, to be honest, the Atlantean stuff is too closely tied to Aquaman at this point. So I'd rather see it be like the cool Mayan, stuff. That shit's cool as hell to me. If you look into that stuff, oh man, it is awesome. And I don't think they really have. I don't feel like they don't have anything keying in on that area, you know what I mean, or that culture really. It's one thing to say, we have a Bad Baby coming out playing the Mexican wrestler, but here's another thing where we're like old school, native tribes to Mexico, whether Mayan, Aztec, whatever other major tribes are there. There's nothing doing that I can think of, and maybe I'm wrong, but it would be cool as hell. And they just found like 15 new pyramids over there, right? So let's key in on some of that stuff too. But that being said, we will not get into any of the Amber Heard stuff because we're saving that for Saturday. Yeah, that's going to be a lot of fun. She cracks me up. But that being said, 9th, what do you got coming up, brother?
I'll be on Whatnot tomorrow. Next Monday, we're going to do Anti-Spec Club, which is just us sitting around the campfire, talking trash, whatever. Anybody can come on. I don't care if you got a YouTube channel. I don't care who you are. If you want to come on, just send me a link and you can vent any frustrations. We're just going to hang out and chill, man, with no agenda. And, until everybody decide, hey, I done had enough. I want to get off. So just YouTube, Whatnot, IG, guys. That's what I'll be doing every day, all day.
Phil, what do you got coming up?
So I got Heroes Con coming up, booth 411 for information. And I might be unraveling a Comic-Con exclusive at Heroes Con. Heroes Con exclusive, maybe. So just follow me on Instagram. You might get some information on that coming soon. The artwork just came out, so I'm excited about that. And then I'm embarking on I think maybe a 7 or 8 week road trip. Basically every weekend I'm gonna be hitting different cities in different states, and I'll be streaming that on Whatnot, like basically on a Friday or a Saturday night. I'll be in a different city or state, and it's just gonna be a lot of fun over the summer. Looking forward to it.
When you coming to Texas?
No Texas this time. I feel like I've gotten a lot of the logistics I've gotten pretty much worked out. That I'll just be at the furthest I'll go is Fanboy Knoxville, so in Tennessee, just like 7 hours away. I'll be hitting Ohio, Dayton, Gem City Con. Oh, the furthest I'll go, I think, if things work out, my last stop will be Emerald City Comic Con. So that's in Seattle, Washington. So hopefully everything
all the way
works
to
out.
Seattle, but not to Texas.
You need to meet me and 9th in Dallas, and we can show you some really good shops to like dig in.
Okay, maybe we'll fit it in. I don't know. I was looking at this week for Las Vegas. If you wanted to come by, but let me know the dates for that. It would be August 11th to 13th or something like that if everything works out. But that's my date. Yeah.
Shit, that's right before, or that's right after C2E2, huh?
Yeah, I'm not gonna go to C2E2. Decided not to go. So, but yeah, I mean, I'll be around. I'll be with Mr. Longshort after Heroes Con.
When is Emerald City?
I think it's August 18th to August 18th start, or 17th. It's like a 4-day show. So everything works out. I don't even know if Whatnot's going to be there, but I'd like to make the trip down there and see what I can do.
Yeah. Emerald City's fun, man. Emerald City's a lot of fun. I love Seattle. Seattle's a great city, man.
Good time to go in August.
Yeah,
great place in the summer.
Yeah. So, Nate, what do you got coming up?
Besides work, that's about it.
Watching Rangers win games. Don't tell me if they won or not.
I didn't say anything because your dad actually posted earlier something, and I didn't say anything. I was hoping you didn't.
I can't watch it. I don't want to see it. I haven't been looking at comments because of it. So
yeah. So
all right. That being said, Yi, what do you got coming up, brother?
Let's see. I will be back on The Amazing on Saturday for Modern Comic Mayhem. I'm gonna try round 2. Try to have some more slides ready for the Untitled game. I don't know what to title it yet, so I'm gonna try out some new concepts with it. I'm gonna throw in some panels, just to see like how people do on that, and then fuck yeah, man. Yeah, I'm just gonna keep on testing
it however you can.
Yeah, I'm just gonna test it out. I'm gonna have try to have I don't know, we ran through those like 5 slides really fast. So I'm thinking like 20 to 30 is probably going to be a good number to have. So I'll probably work on that at some point in time at work tomorrow or the Friday.
Nice. Very nice.
Yeah.
Very nice.
But I think I'm supposed to meet up Nate at some point in time because, I have a, pile of like Hornets cards to like send his way. So,
well,
don't feel bad. I got a bunch of shit I'm sending to him too. So, all right, you guys, please hit that subscribe button if you're not already subscribed. Let me see here. Where are we at subscriber wise?
Yeah. What's your number at?
We are at 839 subscribers, you guys. 161 away. Please hit that subscribe button if you're not already subscribed, and if you are subscribed, share it with somebody. Tell them about the show, tell them about the channel. Once we hit that 1,000 subscribers, you guys, we're going to kick it into high gear. We got a lot of cool stuff going. And I'm really excited about where the future is going to take us. I'm really excited about the community that is still just I feel like our community, our comics community is like, whenever I think of it like the galaxy. It's still just getting bigger and bigger and bigger and just grabbing more space and more people, and we're doing it the right way. But that being said, you guys, let's police our own. Let's keep people honest in our community. Let's keep retailers honest. Let's keep just regular people in our community honest, and be better to each other. That being said, we will see you guys next time.